'Cause tonight, whoa, we're gonna make it right. Tonight, whoa. Gonna make it right. Tonight, whoa. What's up, everybody? All right, let me send this link to Frauditor Troll. All right. He should be here shortly. So, Frauditor Troll, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but Felix, I'll debate you. Who said that? Okay, send me an email. I like having discussions. All right. Yo, what's up, Lou? Jenny, Disability Advocate, Rowdy Patriot, what's up? I think he's going to show. He's been pretty consistent on the email. Latin Indian. Hey, pucker butt face. Hey. There we go. Man, was that loud or it's just me? All right, here we go. Says you're in the stream, but I don't see you.
Hey, how's it going?
Hold on, let me turn that down. How are you?
Very good, very good. Guys, on my panel, on my live stream, do you guys hear him? Let me know in the comments. I'm live too at the same time, so
that's fine. You're not gonna come up.
I am up.
I mean, on camera.
No, I've never shown my face in the 2 years of YouTube. I don't do that.
You don't show your face. Okay, all right. Who's the picture of the guy in the corner of your videos?
Oh, that's Double D Audits. Oh. Yeah, it's like you tried to roast me, but you just roasted another frauditor. But that's all good, man.
I didn't know. I thought I was you. My bad. I've watched one of your videos. So,
let me just hold on. Let me just make
sure. Can everybody hear him and me?
Yeah. Can you guys hear him on the side? Give me a 5x5. Let me know volume adjustment. Everything's good. Should be fine. All right, we're good.
So, I mean, I don't want a time limit. You want a time limit?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I have 2 hours, but I don't know if we have 2 hours of content.
We'll see. Let's try to respect each other, not talk over each other. Does that work for you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and then let's see here.
Are you open if my subscribers have questions? I can read questions from them. They're not coming on anyway.
Let's you and I debate, and then
later on. I mean, later on.
So, you have like an opening statement, or how you want to do this?
No, I mean, I just have a list of topics. So I have like 10. And
can I ask you some opening questions? Like where are you from? Where are you from?
Yeah, sure. If you want us to get to know each other, sure, fine. I'm from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why does everyone think you're Canadian?
Oh, it's because of some doxing attempts that happened with Vegas Valley Community Watch. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
Nope.
But so he's this guy that just likes to dox everybody. We got into arguments. It was like a year ago. He's currently in prison right now for 2.5 years. And yeah, he's like really bad at doxing, and like he had like some information from like some guy from French Canada, then from Ontario, New York, all over the place. And yeah.
So you're born and raised in the States.
Yeah. And it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't answer that much personal questions because I live my
Okay,
life
so
privately.
I'm not going to ask you if you're married or have kids then.
No, that I'll gladly say. I am married. I have 2 kids. My wife is part of the channel. She makes videos too. And yeah.
Let's see. I think that's about it, man. All right. I mean, I have other questions, but I'll let you go ahead. And if you got your list, start with your list and I'll do my best.
All right, sounds good. So just so we're on the same page and people don't think I'm like, pulling shit out of my ass, I want to share screen so I'm able to show like what we're talking about.
Okay.
So let me just present here, share screen. So it's going to be, this is screen 1. Okay, it's screen 2. Okay, now if you want to put it up. Okay, and so this is the first topic I wanted to talk about is well, here, before that, I'll preface with, when you're exercising you're saying you're exercising your First Amendment right when you do these audits, right?
The majority of the time, yes.
Okay, so
Technically speaking, yes.
which aspect of your First Amendment right are you exercising?
Gathering matters of public interest.
But like, which aspect? So is it your right? Is it your free speech? Is freedom of press? Which one is it? Press. Okay, good. So that's what I hear often. So as you can see here, the Supreme Court of Washington has ruled that having a camera and a YouTube channel doesn't make you press.
Who ruled this?
The Supreme Court of Washington.
Washington State?
Yeah.
Okay. When did that happen?
Let me see the date. That was in 2021.
Okay. So that sounds unconstitutional. What does that mean?
No,
that's not free press.
This is what happens when there's a disagreement. The courts rule. Like, that's how the system works. The courts.
Well, yeah, when the courts are constitutional, sure.
Okay, but if you're saying just, oh, the court's unconstitutional, then it's like, that's intellectually dishonest, because who else is supposed to decide? You?
Ultimately, the people decide
for
themselves. That's why we're individual. That's why we the people.
Okay, but it doesn't work like that.
When all else fails, I'm sorry?
No, but I mean, the courts decide what's constitutional or not. Okay. When there's a disagreement, then...
Well, that's true. And at the same time, courts strike down everything 50 years later. And the courts have become so disgustingly corrupt at this point. Have you been in a courtroom in the past 30 years?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't
run by the Constitution.
I don't usually commit crimes, so
I've never committed a crime in my life, and I've been in a courtroom a dozen times.
Well, that's not true. Didn't you just commit a crime like a couple months ago?
No, I did not commit a crime. I shined a flashlight at the ground, and some strange cop who didn't see anything came up behind me and snagged me up.
No, I mean,
who's the victim of my crime?
No, that it doesn't work like that. Okay, so you're gonna say that so you're gonna say that if there's no victim, there's no crime, right? Is that your argument?
Well, does the Constitution say I have the right to face my accuser?
Yeah, I believe it does.
Who's my accuser in that crime?
The person that's gonna accuse you is the cop that's gonna be on the stand.
No. That's not, no. The cop is the witness in the courtroom. He's not the accuser. The accuser is the plaintiff, the person who suffered the damages.
Yeah, I understand. I understand where you're coming from.
Okay,
but for example, when there's a DUI, well, for example, when there's a DUI, technically nobody got killed yet, but the state is the victim, because if we only waited for someone to get injured or hurt by a DUI to press charges, then it would be chaos, right? You understand that? Like,
no, it wouldn't be chaos, because DUI laws didn't come around till the 80s, and it's not the whole Mothers Against Drunk Driving started and didn't help anything. It's just another radical group. What helps is education. What helps is teaching and learning.
No, but
Um,
drunks will not get educated. Drunks don't care because they're drunks. I mean, the inventor of the breathalyzer was so tired of drunks getting away with it that he invented the breathalyzer because
here's
he
what I'll
was.
say. Here's what I'll say about DUI. If a guy's swerving all over the road, stop him. If he's drunk, I don't say ruin his life and cost him 10 grand. I say give him a ride home. You catch him again, lock his ass up fucking for 10 years. I'm not saying people should just be able to drive around drunk, because part of my philosophy is endangerment. So you're not going to get an argument there, because they are endangering the public. But if someone has some drinks and they're able to stay between the mayo and the mustard and they're able to get home, no, they shouldn't be bothered,
Well, I
because you're
mean,
leaving too
who's
much
to
leeway for
judge?
the cop. You're leaving too much leeway for the government, the guy with the gun, to come and interfere with your freedom.
Yeah, but I mean, who's to judge if he's able to drive at this point and then, 20 minutes later falls asleep or something like that? Like, possibly you're not going to see in the driving, but when they do get pulled over, you can see with the FSTs, with the eye test, the balance test.
Well,
And
they can't stop them until they do something anyway. I mean, we pretty much agree on that. If someone's swerving and they're going on, that's fine. Impede their freedom, make sure they're not drunk. That's fine with me. But I don't think their life should be ruined. That's for sure.
well, I
Especially,
mean,
especially on a first offense.
no,
Second time, okay, throw them in jail for a year. I'm fine with that.
John, you might not know this, but on my other channel, I cover so many DUIs. Like, that's basically my entire channel.
Okay.
And the lives, you're saying lives getting ruined. I mean, most of the time these cases are thrown out. I get the
DUIs,
results of, oh yeah,
but
not
it
all the
usually
time.
costs somebody 10 grand. It usually
No,
costs
no,
around
no,
10
no,
grand.
no. There's gonna be like it depends where. Like, for example, in New Jersey, DUI is not even a crime. It's a traffic infraction.
Okay.
So they don't take it seriously enough. Trust me, in my opinion, they don't. Even people that cause crash. But we're not so far apart in terms of opinions when it comes to that. They should be taken off the road. They should be arrested. You think
Fine.
they should get a slap on the wrist, but they're not going to understand the message
All
if
right,
they get a slap on
let's
the
debate
wrist.
something we disagree on, because
Yeah.
you're
So
not gonna get too much argument about that from me. I don't
yeah.
want
So
dumb people out there.
fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
don't
So
even
go.
drink, so
Yeah. I mean, I drink. I love having
okay.
cognac, expensive cognac too. But
Yeah.
I don't drive when I drink. It's. But back to the Washington Supreme Court.
Right.
So if this doesn't do it for you, I'm showing it to you black on white that the Supreme Court has ruled
Right.
that a YouTube channel does not a journalist make.
And based
Like,
on what grounds?
I mean, based on the law, they're the court. Who am I? Who am I, and who are you to tell them that they're wrong? That's the court, the
The
Supreme Court.
Constitution's pretty plain English, man. That's who tells them.
Yeah,
The
but
Constitution is what they have to be congruent with.
yeah,
So in
but
Florida, I'm a journalist, but in Washington, I'm not. Is that what you're telling me right now?
I'm just saying that in Washington they ruled it. It could happen in other states. I'm just saying this is one example.
They're doing that because they're upset that people are exercising their right to free press, and they don't want eyes on them. The government wants to watch you. They don't want to be watched.
That's funny. I mean, you
True.
have all the buzzwords. You have all the buzzwords, and that's why you got 250,000 subscribers, and
that's
you have the proper buzzwords. I gotta say that.
What buzzwords did I use?
No. I mean, you're just trying to. I mean, this is the way I see it, and I feel like you confuse people. So you have people that possibly have been wronged by. They feel that they've been wronged by the government because they were committing crimes and they got busted, and then they hear you with oh, let's rally against the government. This was not right, and that's how you confuse them in joining your cause. But it's not legally right. You're not. It's what you're doing and what you're saying is not based on any facts.
What am I doing that's not based on facts? Be specific.
Well, you just said you're a journalist.
Yeah.
I just proved you're not.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
I live in Florida, so
okay.
Let's start there. Secondly, I have over 100 million views, which is more than hundreds of legitimate media has. So how can you say I'm not media? You wouldn't even know about me if I wasn't media.
No, I mean you are an entertainer. You're an entertainer. You're a YouTuber.
Media doesn't mean news only. Media doesn't mean news only.
Yeah,
media.
it's great you have 100 million views. Like I have like across my channels maybe 60, and I started 2 years ago.
So if
But
you're not
I'm not
media,
media.
so you're
I'm
not.
not
Yeah, of course
media.
you are. Then how would I know about you?
I'm not a journalist. I'm an entertainer. I'm just some guy on YouTube.
Fine. You disseminate information over the internet. You are media.
I entertain people.
That's right. So if you went and recorded it yourself in public and put on your channel, you're just as much media as if you do it the way you're doing it now. There's no difference.
No, that's just not true. I
What's the
mean, look,
difference?
we can argue back and forth, but the courts have ruled it. I have other arguments that proves that.
The court in Washington passed an unconstitutional law, and you're going to use that as a blanket for the whole United States?
I mean, but who decides that it's
The
unconstitutional?
people.
The people.
Correct.
No, the
Yes.
courts. When there's a disagreement between people and the government, that's when the courts step in. I forgot which clause. Once again, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know all this shit by heart.
Me neither.
I forgot which clause it is of the First Amendment or whichever amendment, but it says that when there's a disagreement, the courts step in and they decide. They decide, they figure out what's, and like constitutional law is extremely complicated. I don't fully understand it. You don't fully
Really
understand
not.
it. So it's not. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's written in plain English. It's only complicated because they want it to be complicated because they want to twist it into something it's not.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about, would you consider the Constitution to be absolute? Like it's the
No.
absolute law of the land?
No. Yes. Well, it has to be congruent. That you can't strip away like sections of it. Of course, there's exceptions. Like someone brought up, what if my religion says I can do human sacrifice? Well, you can't do human sacrifice under your freedom of religion because the person you're sacrificing, you're violating their rights. So yeah, there's nuances, of course.
Okay. All right. That's a more logical answer than I was expecting, because a lot of your colleagues, they're always saying like, oh, the Constitution is absolute. It's absolute. It's absolute.
To a degree, I mean, you have to do some things, but overall, it should be maintained the way it is, the way it's written. Almost everything from 248 years ago written on that paper is very logical, written by very smart men who were fighting off an oppressive government. Do you not like the founding fathers or what they've done for this country?
No, of course it's great. It's great. I mean, it is great. I like the way America is now. I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I mean, I go about my business. I have my YouTube channel. When I go drive around, I don't get pulled over because I don't break the law, and I just live my life like pure
You've never been
freedom.
pulled over in your life?
No, we have been pulled over, but I mean, it
Well, you
hasn't
say you don't
happened in the
break the law,
last.
so you've never gone 1 mile an hour over the speed limit?
No, but you don't get pulled over for that. I mean, I don't know how you drive. You don't get pulled over for
Actually,
that.
there's a YouTube video where a cop pulled a guy over for going 5 under.
5 under?
Correct.
All right. Let me just preface this. As much as like you're not as radical-ish as I thought you
Well,
are.
what would make you think I'm
Yeah.
radical? Did you do any research?
Yes, I watch your channel. I'm not as radical as you think I am. Like there are bad cops.
I don't think
There
you're
are.
radical. I think you're dishonest, bro. Honestly,
I'm not. Bro, I'm not dishonest. I think
I
there
watched
are
I
bad
watched
cops.
one of your videos, dude. I watched one of your videos, and it was about a personal friend of mine, and you lied over and over and
What
over and
video
over.
was it?
I'll publish it tomorrow after this debate or later on tonight. But I was shocked, and then from there, why should I watch anything else after that? You lied
Yeah,
about my personal friend. You said things that were false about my personal friend.
you can remove the screen share just for now. You can put in the background if you want a more aesthetically pleasing live stream for your viewers. But who is it? I'm curious now. Come on.
Yeah, we'll wait till after. But let me give you my philosophy on how things should be, and tell me what you disagree with. So my philosophy is no victim, no damages, no trespass, no public endangerment like DUI, no crime, and you're free to do as you please. How do you? That's basically the bottom line. That's what I'm saying. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's too much of a blanket statement because one
What do you disagree
interpretation.
with? So you want
Because
there to
of the
be?
because the way you're saying no victims, no damages,
Mhm.
it's like it's subjective. It's too subjective, and that's why there's statutes. That's why there's laws. Because, for example, I would love to share this video with you later. But there's these new frauditors. One guy is called Lizard Media, and they show up like 4 of them in a post office where, for some odd fucking reason, that's where they want to fraud it. I don't know. and they're all masked up. They have their pepper spray ready. They found one guy, and they were ganging up on him, and then they decide to pepper spray him, and then they stay in there, and they wait until the next guy. The cops did nothing. Cops did absolutely nothing. So, I mean, when you're saying, oh, he's just exercising his rights, but exercising, quote unquote, exercising his rights is just an excuse for violence. For example, are you familiar with what's happening in
So let me
California?
ask: someone attacked him and he sprayed him in the post office?
No, they were all ready. It was 4 of them, and they pepper sprayed a dude. They got into his face to create confrontation. Then he pepper sprayed. They pepper sprayed back. It was
Okay, so the way you're describing it, I would disagree with it. So, but without seeing it,
yeah. I mean, I can show it to you later, but like
that's fine.
we don't have
That's fine.
all night for that.
Now,
And
do you believe that we're not allowed to record in post offices?
no, you're definitely not. That's
Oh
proven.
boy. So
That's
even
actually my
though,
second point. That's actually my second point.
so let
But
me ask. So, in I think it was 2018, the post office put out a memo to all its employees saying, uh, them recording here is not illegal. Do not record them back. Do not acknowledge them. Do not fight with them, and do not call the police on them. You didn't know that
yeah,
memo went out to all the
of
employees for the
course I
post
know.
office?
I've read it multiple times. That was internal for employees,
Yeah,
and things change. Let me just pull up something. Why don't we look at poster 7 and look at the writing? How about
go
that?
ahead.
So we can so you can share screen again.
So what? So that you're saying that memo's been updated?
I mean, we wouldn't know. It's internal. It got leaked. Probably someone that is pro. Are you screen sharing because I can't see?
Um, you're gonna have to zoom way in if you want me to read it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you can see it. So there is the part about photographs, and we'll look at that in just a
And then it
moment.
says comma other.
Yeah, just give me a second. There's something else I wanted to talk about.
Go ahead.
Um, okay, so there's the part about soliciting. So and peaceful protest. So if you're saying you're saying the post office cannot restrict any parts of your First Amendment, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, no.
You're not saying
You can't
that?
go in there. You can't go in there and yell and scream. This is the time, place, manner restriction. While they're open and they have a public lobby, you can peacefully gather content and matters of public interest peacefully.
All
You
right.
can't be, you can't be shady and go over people's backs and record their credit card numbers. But nobody's doing that, man. And yes, some auditors are more aggressive than others, and yes, some of them push the action. But not all auditors agree with auditors either. I had a debate with an auditor. We disagreed for an hour and a half, and then he called me the next day, and we were all good. So it's not like we all support each other. Unlike police and judges and politicians, they don't ever stray off that blue line. I mean, they
Well,
could watch a cop kill somebody in front of them, and they'll turn their back.
I would respectfully disagree. I mean, look, there was trash in our community, but we took out the trash. There was a guy that I think you mentioned him that was stolen valor, allegedly killed someone over a PS3. So I called him out. I do my part. I don't want crazy criminals representing us either. So it's good that you're taking out the trash in your community and calling them out. But back to poster 7.
Right.
So yeah, it says photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums when used for public meetings, except where prohibited by official signs or security force personnel or other authorized personnel or a federal court order or rule. So black on white,
So
right there.
generally speaking, you can
Yeah.
record inside lobbies, foyers, and corridors.
Yeah,
Generally speaking.
except where
Hmm.
prohibited by official signs or security force personnel or other authorized personnel. What do you think a postal worker is? Other
Oh, so you
authorized
think you
personnel.
so you think a government worker on their own whim could just say stop recording and leave?
Absolutely. It's written right
Okay.
there. At
Well,
100%.
the internal memo says otherwise. The postal police are on video saying otherwise.
So let me ask you this. Why do frauditors get arrested all the time and get convicted?
Because cops arrest according to their feelings. Cops don't read the law or know the law.
Well then
It happens all the time.
those arrests would get thrown out instantly.
Oh, in the court system, right? That's not corrupt and doesn't side with cops, and they don't work hand in
Oh
glove, right?
man, this argument is gonna be really, really hard for
But
me
man,
to
if you're going to sit
go.
here and tell me that you trust the police and the court system, then I don't know how old you are, but you're
Thir-
very naive.
32, 32.
Okay, so if you think the cops and the court system don't work hand in glove to steal money and extort the public, you're very naive, sir.
Steal money. All right, all right. But
Well,
I
what
mean,
they
back
20
so
billion a year in traffic tickets. They kill 3 Americans a day, about 20 dogs a day. That's just in traffic tickets. Don't throw in civil asset forfeiture. Now the courts have ruled civil asset forfeiture is legal. Now you as an American, are you going to say yes, it's legal because they said so? A car pulling up on the highway and stealing $91,000 from you for no reason? You think that's legal because the court said it's legal?
I mean, so you're talking about proceeds of crime,
No, I'm
like
not talking about proceeds of a crime. I'm talking about civil asset forfeiture where they pull you over. They said, "Do you have any large amounts of cash?" One guy had his whole life savings. They took it from him. Period. He didn't do anything wrong. That's
yeah,
civil
no,
asset forfeiture.
that I don't agree with, but I
Well,
do
it's the
understand.
law,
Look,
though. But
oh,
it's the
hold
law.
on. Let me rebuttal. Let me rebuttal.
Go ahead.
That I don't agree with, but for example, if I was, let's say I had 30 grand or 40 grand and I'm like traveling and whatever, just driving around, they
Mhm.
pull over, they want to take it. I could prove where I got it from. As long as you can prove where you got it from, then they can't take it, right?
What do you mean prove what you mean they're right on the side of the road?
Yeah, I could
No, no,
prove
no,
where.
no, 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 no. They just take it, and then you have to hire a lawyer if you have any money left, and sue them and prove that you weren't using that money for nefarious reasons. Otherwise, they send 25% of it up to the feds, and then it's literally stealing, but it's the law.
I don't know. I
What
don't
do you
know if
think?
I
I
agree
should
with
take it.
that. I
I should
mean,
just go to the
I don't
court.
think the cop would seize it in the first place if you have a legitimate reason and you prove where it's coming from. Let
My
me for.
man, you're very naive, my man. Please look up
I'm
civil
very
asset
nice.
forfeiture in the Institute for Justice and what they have done to people on the side of the road. The cops were doing it so much that they tried to pull over the same car and fought with each other. This one's mine. No, this one's mine.
Well, I haven't seen that case. I mean, I'll take your word for it. But
I've documented all this stuff.
I'm just saying, if I was driving around and I had a large amount of cash, they wouldn't take it from me because I would
Yes, they
prove them.
would.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't because I would
Dude,
prove them exactly where it's coming from.
how
And
you can't prove it on the side of the road. You
of
can't
course, I'll
record
whip
on the
out my
side of the road.
phone. I'll whip out my phone. Like it's that
What's that going
simple.
to do for you?
I'll show exactly where it's coming from. I'll show my bank account, YouTube analytics,
Bro,
show
if they want
withdrawals.
to take your money on the side of the road, they're going to take it. Period.
I
Point
mean,
blank.
this is a hypothetical scenario
No,
right
it's
now.
not. It happens all the time.
Well, for example, let's talk about Craig. Craig got his $50,000 taken from him. Do you
Craig,
think
who?
Craig Hendry, the guy you made a video on him, right?
He got 50,000 taken from him.
Yeah, and he couldn't prove where it was from, and they took it from him,
Why would
and
someone have to prove where their own property came from?
it
Do you
was from
understand how
drug
ridiculous
dealing.
that
It
is?
was from drug dealing. It was from drug dealing. He
Says
admitted
who?
himself.
Wait. Says who?
Craig.
Craig said it was from drug dealing.
Yes. He
Did
was
he get
selling.
arrested for drug dealing?
Yes.
Okay, then what's the problem?
No, what's the
It has,
you're
it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
well, yeah, you're talking about possibly illicit funds getting seized on the side of the road because people
Without
can't
any
prove it.
probable cause or evidence.
I mean, that's what you're saying. I'm not saying that like I mean, look, I understand if you're a legitimate person, you saved up money all your life, it shouldn't be taken away from you. We have the right to have
Should
money.
anything be taken away from you that's yours by any government parasite?
Well, I mean, it has never happened to me or anybody I know because we just followed
Should
the
it
law.
happen to anybody?
I mean, it depends. If
On
people, it depends. It's you're
what?
once again saying a blanket statement. You're saying a
It
blanket
depends on
statement.
what.
Well, it depends if it was due to crime. Depends, like if it was. Look, there's certain things that I agree with you. Like for example, there's a guy in Colorado. He built a house. Then the house was super cheap to build. Didn't pay the city taxes that were more than the house. lost his house. That sucks. I get it.
Same idea.
I get it. I understand. Like that specific part sucks. I understand. But
It doesn't suck. It's crime. That's a crime against Americans. It doesn't suck.
But you're
That's
just
literally
using
a
it
crime.
you're just using it as a blanket statement, though. That's what I find that's dishonest, because you're applying that to anybody that has a large amount of cash, like just driving around. But like, let's go back to Poster 7, right? It's like it is an interesting debate, but we're going a little bit all over the place. So you have agreed yourself that authorized personnel, it could be an employee, right?
Yes, but they still have to follow the general policy. They can't make up their own stuff on the spot.
The policy is right there. If an employee if an employee says no,
record in the public areas, corridors, hallways, generally speaking. I mean, if there's some event going on, or they need room or space to make a line, or there's too many people in there, yeah, I can understand. Excuse me, guys. I know you're filming right now, but we got 20 people coming in. We're very busy. We want to streamline this, and we need the space. Not, I don't like your recording. Get out of here. My feelings are hurt. No, that's not how that works.
It has nothing to do with feelings. I mean, a post office is somewhere where there's transactions. And I mean, you might be saying that the frauditors, they don't want to record the credit card transactions. But I've seen plenty of frauditors like Auditing America, Good Shit is in News, where they're specifically looking at the credit card terminals. They're specifically aiming in that direction to cause a reaction.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, there's a reason why there shouldn't be just a bunch of weirdos going in there recording to try to bait a confrontation. I mean, what do you expect is going to happen at the post office? What's so interesting at the post office?
How come when I went to my post office, everybody was cool? They wanted to know what channel they were going to be on. They shook my hand. They said, we're cool with it. We know about Poster 7. Why does that happen in my post office?
I mean, that's the human nature. In some cases, it's going to be an extremely friendly encounter. And in some cases, it won't be. It's just, how it is.
All the time, because all they're doing is peacefully standing there.
But they're not.
Sorry, it makes people uncomfortable.
Not. Once again, you're generalizing. You're using a blanket statement.
The majority of auditors just stand there.
Not majority.
Cards,
no. Not majority. You have a bunch of most frauditors. I don't like calling them auditors because it's a self-made title. It's not a real thing. So most frauditors.
Most of us are just civil rights activists.
A civil rights activist, man. You guys are sniffing your own farts with your titles, man. That's.
I've been doing this since 1990. What year did you say you were born?
1991.
Okay, I guess I'm sniffing my own farts for about 35 years now.
I mean, look where it got you. Look where it got you.
Yeah.
Begging for money. Begging for $1,000 a few months ago. Begging for money.
The first time in 13 years I had a channel, I got false arrested. I asked for cash. Yep, you got me. So what? They don't have to give it to me.
No, but that was actually one of my points, man. You have 250,000 subscribers. You're a big-time auditor, as you like to call yourself.
Not.
You're not?
No, I'm a civil rights activist.
Okay. Excuse me. Big-time civil rights activist, 250,000 subscribers, begging for $1,000.
First of all, I got demonetized by some haters similar to your people in like 2018. So I haven't made more than $200 a month since. So there's no big time anything. You came up with that off the top of your head.
Wait, hold on. How are haters able to demonetize your channel? They can't. Only YouTube can.
Well, yeah, because they went to YouTube and they wrote things like, for instance, there's a Facebook page, some guy named Rexash or Don Rexash. He wrote, this is how I got John Felix demonetized. When you complain to YouTube about these frauditors, make sure you write the word manifesto in the complaint. So that's what kind of stuff. And there's like 500 members of that Facebook page. So
yeah, I heard you speaking about that.
So yeah, so I haven't made any money since like 2018. So there ain't no big time anything. When I do this, I do it basically for like a journal, because when I was young and I was doing this activism, everyone's like, you're a conspiracy theorist this, conspiracy theorist that, and everything I'm talking about's now come true. So
you're like a fortune teller or something?
No, I just do a lot of research. That's why I know about civil asset forfeiture.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was gonna talk. That was one of my points, man. It just
What?
e-begging on the internet is just on YouTube. It's just really frowned
So I,
upon. Like,
so I did it once when I
no,
was
no.
desperate,
Let me elaborate.
and my
Let
and
me.
my subscribers helped me out, and I called them each personally and thanked them. You think I
Okay,
want
that's
to ask for money?
fantastic.
I've never
Why are
asked
you
for a
cutting me
dime
off?
before that.
Why are you cutting me off? Let me elaborate.
Go
Let me
ahead.
elaborate, man.
Go ahead.
E-begging on the internet is
Hmm.
really frowned upon, but somehow for auditors, frauditors, whatever you want to call them, it's
Hmm.
like a second nature. It's like they get arrested and then, oh, bring me the money, give them the money. And then it's like sometimes they're raising money. I'm not talking about you specifically in that case. They're raising money for bail that doesn't even exist. For example, in California right now, Riverside Accountability. Are you familiar with that case, the Justice 8, as they like to call themselves?
Who is it frowned upon by?
Everybody. I mean, e-bagging looks terrible.
To
E-bag
who?
to everybody.
So every channel that does promotions, every channel that says that's not an auditor, the millions of channels that do the same thing, they're looking bad by
No,
asking
I'm
people to
just
donate
saying
and go to their
e-bagging.
Patreon.
Look, I'm on YouTube. Like I've been on YouTube before watching any of this auditor stuff, and e-bagging just looks like shit. Like for example, in the
So,
gaming,
so it's frowned upon by you. You can't speak for
no,
anybody
no,
else.
no, no, no. It's frowned upon in general. Like, come on, man. You can't even disagree with me on that. It's such a straightforward fact. Like, for example,
If
there's a
people
guy.
want to support, so let me understand this.
Yes.
Nancy Grace can make $5 million a year spewing her crap on CNN with the drug sponsors that are killing everybody. But if an auditor wants to say, "Hey guys, if you want to donate to me, there's a PayPal link," it looks bad.
No, I don't have anything against just e-begging or wanting to support the channel. It's when it's because they get arrested and they're like, I need money for lawyers. I need money for bail. You're
Yeah,
manipulating.
that's
You're
what
ma-
you need money for.
you're
Yeah, so
manipulating your audience. Like
no,
I
you're
was,
not. It's voluntary.
yeah, but you're guilt tripping them.
No, you're not.
Yeah, when you're saying like, oh, like I don't have the clip, but when you got
It's
arrested, you're like,
voluntary. You're saying how they feel, guilt tripping them.
you
It's
are guilty.
voluntary. It's frowned upon by you. I'm
Okay,
sorry you don't like it. Next
Mr.
topic.
Quarter Million subs, 48 years old, begging for $1,000, and you're like, oh, I need this money for a lawyer. You're trying to do a pity
That's
story.
right.
You're trying to do a
I'm
pity
what?
story. A pity story.
Bro, I'm an honest dude. Watch all my videos. I got in trouble. I didn't have the money. My subs paid for it. I called them all personally and thanked them. What's your point? It's over now. Now what? Have I asked for another dime since?
No, but remember, John,
Did
we're
I force
talking of.
anybody to give me anything? Have I ever asked for a dime before that?
I can't say that, and I
Okay.
believe you. I believe you, but remember, like I'm talking to
I'm
you, but
sorry
we're
you
also.
frown. I'm sorry you don't like it. I'm
Okay,
sorry your feelings are hurt by that.
let me finish. I'm talking about you, but I'm also talking about your movement in general. Yes, you've only e-bagged once. I'll agree with that. That's perfectly fine. Sure, whatever.
Mhm.
But the movement in general, you have people like, and I kept asking you that question. Are you familiar with the Justice 8? Yes or no?
Justice 8.
In California.
What is that?
Okay, so it's 8. There was one big time auditor and 7 other activists, and basically they were pretending to do to be for the people and helping street vendors. And it
Uh-huh.
turns out that it was a criminal organization that was just using their social media for violence. And the big case that happened is they were pepper spraying, they were beating down a guy that was on the ground defenseless. And that was one of the big time auditor, Riverside Accountability. They got arrested. They're facing like 25 to 35 years in prison for their violent crimes. And they're e-bagging for bail that doesn't exist. They don't have bail. So that's called a scam. It's fraud.
I agree. So
Yeah.
what's that have to do with anything?
No, it has to do with your movement, your whole movement, all
You
of it.
understand we're all individuals. We don't go to school, an auditor school or an academy. Anyone can pick up a
Yes,
camera and be an
there
auditor.
is the academy. They watch Rogue Nation, they watch you, and then they pick up a
That's
camera.
not an academy. We put out stuff.
It's an unwritten academy. Absolutely.
It's unwritten.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so
It's
how
like
did they read it then?
where do you think it's spoken? It's a video. Where do you think the new frauditors get their crap? They get it from you
What does
guys.
that have to do with the scam you're talking about? I don't agree with anybody scamming.
I'm just saying these scams. It's like it's a staple of your movement. It is.
Scams are a state, maybe, but again, we are not on the auditor blue line. We don't have a blue line. We're all individuals.
I
I
mean,
don't know I don't
give
even
it a
know who you're
couple
talking
months, you'll
about.
come up with a line. You'll come up with a flag. I'm sure you'll come up with a slogan. I mean,
You know?
anyways,
I
look,
mean, I wouldn't mind starting a political action committee or something, and even if it wouldn't be every auditor gets in, everybody would get vetted. The thing with auditing is anyone can pick up a camera and be an auditor. So that means if they have a criminal record, it's not like it's going to keep them from getting the job. Of course, there's going to be you're going to get people who are trying to be scammers and thieves or maybe steal credit cards, but the overwhelming majority of auditors just peacefully stand around
are
and record.
criminals, right? That's
No,
what. Yeah, yeah, they are. There's
unless you
like,
have okay, you have something to present that prove that, or you just that's your opinion again.
yeah, I mean, thousands of mugshots. I mean, name me one. I know most frauditors. Name me one that doesn't have a criminal record besides Jeff Gray.
That doesn't have one.
Yeah,
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't researched it.
yeah. I mean, they all do.
And
Long Island
so
Audit,
they did their time.
Denver Metro Audit, San
Did they do their
Joaquin.
time?
Sorry.
Did they do their time?
I mean, some charges are still pending.
Okay.
Which
Did they go
actually
through?
brings me to
Did they
my
go
next
through the
one.
non-corrupt? Did they go through the non-corrupt courts?
Now, I can never win that argument with you because where are they supposed to go? That argument will always be in your favor. If anything I
They're
say,
supposed to go. I'll tell you where they're supposed to go. We're supposed to get together as Americans and make sure the Constitution stays on path at the local level. That's what we're supposed to do.
yeah, well, everything I say that you don't agree with that's been proven in court, you're going to say the court's corrupt. So it's like talking in
Well,
circles.
you said you were defending the courts. So now you're saying these guys went through your courts that you think are legit and they got released, right? And they did their time?
Yeah, and they continue to do the crime. They're still
What
committing
crime?
crimes.
Which ones?
Trespassing, harassment.
Where? Who?
I mean, let's talk about a specific case. Sure, no
Let's talk
problem.
about Long Island Auto. Isn't he like 9-0 now?
Yeah, he's doing really good at the moment. He is doing good. I agree that he has big lawyers. He has a lot of money to fight the cases. But one case he wasn't able to fight was the conviction for armed robbery. That he wasn't able to fight, and he was
Okay.
found guilty and did time. So yeah, he is a criminal also. Absolutely.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
convicted felon. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All
And
right. So I want to talk about another case if you don't mind.
what's your point with that? He's a
Well,
convicted felon. He went to jail. He got out. He became an auditor. He's doing everything right now. He has a good personality, a good demeanor. He sues. He does everything the right way. He goes by the law.
Well,
He still gets
actually, hold
assaulted by
on. One
police.
one of his most recent lawsuit, kind of his appeal. I haven't had enough time to research it. I really wanted to find it, but someone mentioned it in your comment section, so I do believe it would be interesting to look into that. But apparently, his appeal is not going good, and it's kind of disproving everything. But one very interesting case I want to talk about that we have that I can pull up right now, and it's in front of us, is the United States versus Cordova, which is
Mhm.
also going to affect the United States versus George Metz. So you're friends with Rogue Nation, right?
Mhm.
So you know how much charges he's facing right now?
For recording in Georgia.
I don't remember if it was Georgia, but
For
it was
recording in
it was
prison.
no, not that. That has been settled. He was given a 3-year probation and like $5,000 fine. He was
Okay.
found guilty.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the 6 federal charges for recording in Social Security offices.
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, I'm telling you about it now, but it's the
And
same
you know this
case.
for a fact?
Oh yeah, 100%. I
All
can
right.
pull it up right now.
Go ahead.
Just a second.
Just tell me. You don't have to pull it up. But go ahead if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah, it'll be easier. Hold on. So he's facing the 2 cases go hand in hand. He's facing the same charges that happened with the United States versus DMA, Christopher Cordova. So DMA went into a Social Security office. Chile was there. I'm assuming you're friends with Chile, right?
Yep. He helped me out.
Delete laws. Yeah, you guys go along perfectly, and you even have the headsets. You put it the same way. So yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, I
So,
just happened to be wearing my headphones that day. I heard all you
yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah.
I
All
got a
right.
couple stalkers from each side already. That's cool
All
though.
right. You're welcome for the hate watchers, man. They help your algorithm.
A couple. I had a good amount of people say you promoting or you bashing me on your site is backfired because now they're subscribers. But you do you, my man.
All right, fair enough. Hey, if they choose to subscribe to you and they like what you have to say, more power to you. I have no problem with that. You know, as free will, people can decide whatever the hell they want. So, United States versus Cordova. So, DMA was in a Social Security office, and he was recording, and the federal officers there told him stop. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to. Chile was there. Chile was peer pressuring him into going in, and he went in and he got arrested. And then he said, "We're gonna make case law. This is case law. We're gonna fight it. We're gonna fight it." Well, it went through the system that you're gonna call corrupt, I assume, and he was found guilty,
Guilty of what?
sentenced to. It's hold on, it's written right
I
here.
can't read that. I don't know if anyone else can either.
Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in. So this is the sentence. Hold on. Basically, it's recording in forgot what it was. Give me a second. It's 41 CFR. I forgot the exact number, but it's recording in a federal facility.
Okay.
And he was found guilty.
Okay.
So the day before his sentence, he got arrested again for something unrelated. They delayed the sentencing, and then he was sentenced to 15 days in prison, federal prison, because it was a federal crime, not jail. 2 years probation, $3,000 fine. Now
Okay.
he appealed, not the sentence. Not the verdict, but the sentence. So that's done. He will never. This cannot be appealed. He agreed that he was wrong. He was guilty, and now he's appealing the sentence because in the sentence it's forcing him to get a job, and he really doesn't want to go that route. He wants to continue his
Do you know
quote
him
unquote
personally?
activism. So this is a clear
You know
case.
him personally?
Yeah. I've talked to him multiple times. I watch all his videos. He doesn't want to work. No, he wants to continue doing his activism. He
All
said
right,
it
go on.
multiple times. Yeah. So this is a case that just proves, and it's been settled, and it's been used against other auditors. That
Mm-hmm.
proves you can't record in a social security office.
Okay.
So it just proves it.
You don't see
And
many of those audits anyway.
oh, you do. Maybe not you, but
There is a
what?
lot of Social Security audits.
Yeah, there's a whole lot.
Well, then they need to be careful. So, okay. Next point.
Okay, so you agreed that fraud was illegal.
Is it illegal to record in a Social Security Administration?
Yeah, I'm
If
asking you.
that's the case, they should have like a check-in before you can enter the public lobby.
No, it's not a check in it. It's there's posters. There's the law is written right there. And your
Okay.
buddy Rogue Nation went into 6 social security offices with not for public safety. What's his name, guys? This is a public service, and
Mm-hmm.
they were told stop doing it, stop doing it. They didn't want to, and now a couple months later, they were summoned, and they have 6 federal charges that they're now facing, which is this exact same charge. It's the
Okay.
exact same thing. And now this case,
So who's the
United States,
plaintiff?
the plaintiff is going to be like, I don't know, the city, the state, I don't know.
Does Rogue have the right to face his accuser under the Constitution?
Yeah, he will.
Who's his accuser?
The prosecutor is going to represent the plaintiff, the state,
Who's
the
the
city.
plaintiff?
The government, man. The government. He
Is the
broke.
government going to show up to be cross-examined and faced by the defendant?
Yeah, the defense.
No, they don't.
Okay, you're playing with semantics now.
It's not semantics. You have the right to face your accuser under the Constitution. That's
the
why.
accuser is the prosecutor. The
No, that's the
prosecutor.
prosecutor.
He's representing the prosecutor. He's
The
representing the
prosecutor is
state.
representing the state.
Yes.
Okay.
We agree on that.
Okay. So you're saying the state is the plaintiff.
Yes.
Do I have the right to face my accuser?
Yes.
So when are they going to show up?
The prosecutor will represent it.
Represent who?
The state.
I have the right to face my accuser, yes or no?
You're just playing semantics.
No, I'm not. The law is I have the right to face my accuser.
Okay, but let's say
There's no accuser. The whole point is there's no accuser. There's no damage. There's no victim. Nothing happened to anyone.
Okay, let's go.
Arbitrary nonsense.
Let's go back to the DUI. Who would be the accuser then? Nobody got injured. Nobody got killed. The guy's swerving all over the place.
You mean for endangerment? I'd say, like I said, I agreed with you.
Who's the victim of endangerment? Who's the victim?
The public. That's fine. But the point there would be the cop would have to have facts of the matter and prove that he was endangering the public. It wouldn't just be pull over, 10 grand, life ruined, end of story. No.
We already talked about that it wasn't 10 grand. Most of the time it doesn't cost nowhere close to that. It should. So people stop driving drunk.
They won't stop. Drunks don't, it doesn't matter. They have a problem for a reason. In Ohio, they give them different colored license plates if they get too many DUIs.
That's a good idea, actually. I like that.
The good idea is first time, you're lucky I don't throw you in jail. Second time, you don't get to drive anymore.
So the first time it should be just like a slap on the wrist, like, oh,
not don't do that. As long as they didn't injure anybody, yeah.
Kind of like when I tell my kid, hey, don't take the candy. Yeah, okay, guys. This guy wants to be a DUI offense is a slap on the wrist, no penalty. That makes a lot of sense.
I said the first offense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the second offense, you go to jail and you don't get to drive anymore.
It only takes one time if you drive drunk to kill someone.
Dude, you can't save the world. Freedom is scary. Come on, dude. So what do you think? There should be one cop for every citizen?
No, of course not. That wouldn't make any sense.
So what are we talking about? I'm anti-authority, pro-constitution.
I see that.
Pro-constitution, pro-freedom, unless it's absolutely necessary and there's a victim, damages, trespass, or endangerment, the government shouldn't enter your life, period. Where do you disagree?
That's not wrong. That's not technically wrong. I think everything is fine as it is. I think everything is fine as it is. Like I don't get violated or like, while just going to the grocery stores. I mean, I pay my taxes.
People who don't exercise their rights don't get violated because they're not doing anything. They're just milling through life and eking through life, and they're watching their Netflix and stuff.
I watch my Netflix. Absolutely. I play my video games. Life is too short to worry about shit like that. To worry about something you cannot change or you will not change.
So because is that what you would tell the fathers? Life's too short to fight the British.
They were fighting for something real. They were fighting.
So are we.
You're not. It might be real in your head, but it's not.
What's not real about defending your rights that the founding fathers?
Your rights are not in danger. Your rights are perfectly fine. The fact that you're able to do what you're doing proves that your rights are fine.
So when someone's recording on the sidewalk and they get tackled or sprayed or arrested, their rights are fine?
What were they doing? They were
recording on a public sidewalk.
Let's talk about example by example. Talk about an example, and we can.
A person's recording on a public sidewalk. A cop comes up, assaults them, and arrests them, and makes up a charge. Happens all the time. There's hundreds of videos like that.
Okay, so someone is recording on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
What are they recording? Let's go step by step.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, so now it doesn't matter. Okay, are they
interfering? They're on a public sidewalk.
Yes.
You believe people are allowed to be in public without permission?
Without permission? No.
Yeah.
You can be in public whenever you want. Absolutely.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless if there's something happening, like if there's a traffic stop, and you guys like really like to say, "Oh, arrested for recording." Arrested for recording.
Correct.
But
yeah,
it's not. It's not. So what's the charges on your paper? What's the charges what's the charges when they arrest you for recording?
So you don't understand that cops have catch-all charges like disorderly conduct, resisting without violence. You don't understand that they use catch-all things to hurt people they don't like.
I agree with you to some extent. I agree with you to. I saw a video.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you. Okay, I'm agreeing with you. I saw a video. I actually covered it on my channel. The woman was allegedly a victim of domestic battery, and then the cop shows up, say, "Oh, you're not dressed properly. You're drunk, blah blah," and she wouldn't identify. Got into a whole thing, and then disorderly conduct. I agree with you. Technically, the woman wasn't doing anything wrong, but on a case by case basis, when it comes to frauditors recording traffic stops, most of the time they're egging on the cop. They're trying to get a reaction, and most of the time they're obstructing.
Obstructing how?
By diverting, if you divert the attention away from the traffic stop, you are obstructing.
Oh my god.
It's true though. It's
Here, I'll
true.
put the screen up. Here, I'll put the screen up. You show that, okay? I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. Is that cool?
Yeah. Where are you
And then
going?
you put the screen up that says obstructing is distracting a cop in any way, like like acorns do. I'll be right back.
He's talking about the acorns. I actually have to go get some water, guys. Let
All
me
right.
read your comments right now. So how do you think it's going, guys? How do you think it's going? Give me your honest opinion. He's a little bit harder than I thought. A little bit harder to crack than I thought. He uses outlier cases to make his points. He is an acorn. Can't fix stupid. Yeah, I see a lot of haters in here. Guys, all the haters in here, thank you so much. Hit the like. Thank you so much for being on my panel. Let's see how many he has right now. Okay, so guys, he has 255 and we have, let's see. Oh yeah, that's right, almost 800. But he's the big time auditor with 250,000 subs. Like, make it make sense, dude. Make it make sense. Guys, I'm gonna read all the super chats. I'm gonna read all the super chats at the end. But I see it all. We're all gonna read it. I'm gonna go grab some water while he's taking a shit. All right, be right back. No, this guy's tough, man. Oh, all his haters are like sending comments to side chat. So the kids are downstairs. Thank you. All right, I'm back. I'm back.
Did he put the obstruction law up there? Is he taking a break too?
I'm back. I mean, you can pull it up, man. I'm not. It's different from state to state. So I mean, you can choose one, and we can talk about it.
Okay. So you think speech can be obstruction?
Yeah, of course.
Of
If
course.
let's say if you're distracting the suspect, for example, let's say someone is doing a DUI investigation, they're doing the FSTs, and then someone goes and starts yelling or starts saying, "No, don't listen to him, don't listen to him, don't do it." Or while they're supposed to
What's
count
wrong with
out
that?
loud. No, I mean that's just giving like non-lawyer advice, whatever. That's fine.
So
But I
what's
mean,
wrong with it?
if they're taking the suspect's attention away from the cop or vice versa, in my opinion, yeah, they're obstructing. Yeah,
In your
they're.
opinion or by law?
It depends. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen people arrested. Let me put it this way. So you think that it's just like a physical act, right? Is that what you're going to say? Obstruction is a physical act?
As far as I know, but I'm trying to find it right now.
Yeah, pull it up.
No, I don't think free speech or speech alone can be obstruction. Absolutely not. Because then they can tell you what you can say and when to shut up.
Like when there's like a suspect and then a frauditor goes up and say, "Oh, don't say anything, don't do anything." They don't care. Most of the time, they're not going to do shit. But when they get too close, way too close, and they get in the personal space of the cop, that's when there's a problem. And that's
What
when the
about when
rest.
the cop walks 30 feet over to them and starts getting nasty with them?
Well, I mean, that is not the First Amendment. Like, what about the
No,
feelings or whatever? Like,
cops don't get the First Amendment while they're on duty.
I
You
mean,
know that.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, but I mean, they can speak their mind. I mean,
No, they
what happened?
cannot.
They can in certain they wouldn't be able to have like political opinions or shit like that. But
They're not
if they,
supposed to have any opinions. Cops are supposed to be neutral. That's one of my questions I
yeah,
have
but humans
for
are
you.
not neutral. Humans are we're not robots. Like there
Wait
will
a
be
second. So what's
retaliation.
the training for if not to teach a cop how to de-escalate and remain neutral?
Well, they try to get desensitized and neutral as can be, but it only works to some extent. You know, we're not robots. We cannot have any emotions. It's not possible. Like for
Um,
example, when you guys you go do cop watching and then you get pulled over after, like you curse out the cop and whatever, and then you get pulled over after for a busted taillight. Yeah, I'll call it retaliation. Absolutely.
that's a criminal act by a cop.
No. If they find something to
That's still a
bust.
criminal act.
Wait, how? So a traffic ticket is a criminal act?
Traffic code in general is unconstitutional because, like I said, let's take speeding for instance.
Right.
Didn't hit anybody, didn't damage anything, no collision, nothing. Let's go to court. The witness is the cop.
Right.
Sometimes someone shows up for the state and the judge. So it's three government officials and an invisible plaintiff versus you. There's no victim, there's no damages. It's this complete nonsense administrative crap.
No, I get it. You don't like DUI. I mean, you don't like the
It's
way
not
they
that I
treat
don't like it,
DUIs.
it's unconstitutional.
You don't like the way they treat speeding and all traffic infractions. So how would you
Right.
have it, John? How would you have it? Why don't you tell us your ideal
I'll tell you how I
fictional
would have
world?
it. No victim, no damages, no trespassing, no endangering the public, no crime.
So you would just
Constitution.
so what would be the speed limit in your ideal world?
The speed limits would be for people who use the roads to make money. Drivers, truck drivers, taxi drivers, Uber drivers, pizza drivers. They're taxing the road harder. Therefore, they need a license to conduct commerce upon the people's highways. We already pay for the people.
Oh,
We
okay,
already
all
pay
right.
for the highways.
I think we're getting to the root of the issue here, guys. I think we're getting close. So
Right. Go
let
ahead.
me ask you this: do you believe we should have a driver's license to be able to
Hell,
drive?
of course, we should have paid permission to travel on the roads we pay for. Think about how radical that sounds.
Okay,
Think
so
about how
you
radical
believe,
that sounds.
guys, you believe that you shouldn't need a driver's license to drive.
No, not to drive. You mean to commit commerce on the highways, or you mean just to go to the grocery store?
Oh, okay. Hold on, guys. Let
Because
me just say.
a license is permission to do commerce upon the people's highways, the people's waters, fishing license, driver's license to drive a semi. Or are you talking about just a regular average citizen?
I just want to address my audience for a second and say, like, usually I have 3 glasses of cognac on the Friday. It's gonna need to be 4 after this because now we're dealing with some real soft shit. So you believe that anybody should be able to drive. You don't need a driver's license. You don't need a license plate. That's your ideal world. You think that should be how it is, right?
Isn't that what freedom is?
Oh my God.
Or do you think freedom is paying for permission?
Okay, what about people that don't know how to drive? And
okay, I have a solution for that. I have a solution for that.
All right.
You take a 2-month class your senior year of high school, or when you turn 16, whenever that is, mandatory class on how to drive.
And then you get a driver's license.
Excuse me?
And then you get a driver's license?
No.
No?
You pass the class, and then you get to be a free person, an adult citizen in the United States. If you want a driver's license to do commerce on the roads, yeah, because now you're taxing the roads. You're putting more wear and tear on them. It's a different ballgame. But people just should not have to pay for permission to drive on the roads that they already pay for. That's such a radical thing that everyone accepts.
It's not radical.
It really is.
I mean, that money goes to take care of the roads.
No, it does not.
It doesn't?
No, gasoline taxes pay for the roads.
It goes. It's like I understand what you're like.
It goes to pay an extortion bureaucracy. That's what it goes to do.
So you want all the benefits from living in a civilized country, in a like industrialized country, but you don't want to pay taxes. You don't want to pay for this and pay for that. You just
said I didn't want to pay tax. Wait. You're changing the subject now. Who said I didn't want to pay taxes?
Oh, okay, you don't want to pay a license plate. You don't want.
Why would I pay for permission to travel on the roads I already pay for?
You're benefiting from the roads.
That I pay for. Yeah, but I pay for them already. So why would I need paid permission to travel upon them? Think about how radical that sounds.
Well, I mean,
communist stuff.
It's been like this for a long time, and I don't have a problem with that.
That's called de facto, illegitimate but widely accepted. Yeah, I understand it's de facto, but it's radical that free Americans have to pay for permission to travel.
It's being in America is expensive. Like
no,
yeah,
it's because of all the unconstitutional things the government's doing.
Well, whatever you want to call it, it's expensive. If you want to live in society, you want to play in this beautiful country, you want to be able to drive around, it's expensive.
So you have to be threatened by gunmen and get paid permission in order to travel around.
You can take the bus. You can be an unemployed loser and walk
or I could take my private car and drive on the roads that I pay for. What's wrong with that? Why is that not an option?
It is. Just get a license plate and get a driver's license.
No. Why can't I take my car that I bought with my money and pay taxes on, and then the money that I earn through my job that I pay taxes on, drive on the roads that I pay for with my taxes without extra?
Yeah, but your taxes don't just go to the roads, man. They go to a bunch of other shit.
Dude, the taxes is why I started my activism to begin with. You're not going to teach me anything about taxes. I've read the Internal Revenue Code from front to back.
Yeah, no, I mean, in general, taxes, sales taxes.
Sir, with all due respect, if you believe that you have to pay the government for permission to travel on the roads you already pay for, you're the one with the issue, bro. Because if you think about it clearly, you're saying the government has every right to force me to pay them for permission to travel the roads I pay for, and they have the right to impede my freedom on any whim they come with gunmen. That's what you're agreeing with. I disagree with that.
Okay, I mean, you can disagree with it. There's a lot of things that I wish they weren't like that. I wish that I could.
So what are you doing about it?
No, I mean, I wish I could take my YouTube income and not give a dime to the government, but then we wouldn't have roads. We wouldn't have roads. We wouldn't have services.
They steal 25% of your money. You down with that? That's not legal either.
I don't like it, but I have no choice. It is what it is.
You know why you don't have a choice?
You don't have a choice either.
Yes, I do.
None of us. Okay, well, if you want to spend time, you want to spend time in jail for not filing your taxes. That's your choice.
Remember, I just told you the reason I got into activism was because of the taxes. Because when I was in college, I read a book that said there's no law that says you have to pay income tax. I researched it for over 20 years. There is no law that says you have to pay income taxes.
Dude,
The
you are
only way,
spreading dangerous information, man. I heard you
I'll
say
bet
that
you
before.
$10,000 you can't produce it. Secondly, uh, the reason you say you have to pay it is because the government will send guys with guns to steal it from you. It's not lawful. Tax
Okay,
court isn't law. When you go to tax court, you have to prove yourself innocent. How is that American? How is that legitimate? How is that lawful?
let's break it.
Every other crime you commit
Let
in this
let
country is innocent until proven guilty. But you go to tax court, you have to prove yourself innocent. That whole thing is corrupt. How do you not see that?
let's break it down. Let's step by
Go
step.
ahead.
You say there's no law
Correct.
that forces me to pay taxes, and you challenge me that if I show you the law, then you'll give $10,000, which you probably don't have, right? Because you were begging.
Well, I know for a fact
Okay,
there
just
is no
wanted to
law, so you
clarify that.
can't win.
Yeah.
You can't win.
Okay, but
So, considering H&R Block can't produce it, the government hasn't been able to
okay,
produce it, the
let me ask
IRS
you
hasn't
this.
been able to
Let me
produce
ask you
it.
this. Did you pay your taxes last year?
What taxes?
Did you make any money last year?
Yeah, listen, I pay under threat, just like I do everything in this
Oh,
country.
but
It's
there's
under
no law
threat. It's
though.
not.
There's no law. You're in the right. You're legally right.
I know that, but they'll still send guys with guns.
But you'll prove them wrong in court, right? Because
No,
there's
you
no
can't,
law.
because the tax court says no, that's a frivolous argument, but they won't show you the law.
So your argument does it. If your argument, you're saying there's no law, but you're saying I can't prove it. I can't exercise the fact that there's no law by not paying my taxes and get away with it.
Correct.
So there is a law.
No, there isn't.
Because it's imaginary what you're saying. Like it's imaginary.
No, the law is imaginary, but they enforce it anyway.
All right, this is a lot of fun.
Title 26, Section 861, T-2 through T-14 in the Internal Revenue Code tells you who's liable to pay a tax on their labor. Feel free to look it up.
All right.
Next subject.
Yeah, let me pull up what I have here. We got majorly sidetracked. Let me ask you one thing though. Would you be open? Because now you've seen I've kept up my end of the bargain. Would you be open in a couple weeks to come on my panel and debate my subscribers?
No, probably.
Yeah, because you said you'll debate anybody, right? One-on-one, no ganking, no like piling on or dogpiling.
All right.
All right, cool.
I
just wanted to ask you that. So let me ask you about the differences between a real journalist and what you guys do. All right, interesting topic. So, in your opinion, you're the same thing as a journalist, right? You guys are on the same footing, and you do the same, right?
What do you mean as a journalist?
No,
anyone can be a journalist under the Constitution.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Free press.
Free press is to protect real journalists from the government telling them not to publish their stories. That's it.
Where did you get that from?
That's what it says. The right to free press is to. That's what it is. It's to protect. They were doing that because there were people that were writing articles about what was happening. The government was trying to silence them, and then that's why they put that in the First Amendment, right?
Right. So they try to silence Americans' free press.
Right. Yeah, not prevent them from recording in a post office. Those are two totally different things.
You're allowed to record in a post office. We've already discussed that.
We've already established that you're not. We've already established.
No. They already sent out an internal memo to all the employees saying
no. Oh, hold on. Let's not try to rewrite the history of the debate. I showed you that it said that authorized personnel can tell you no.
Yeah.
And the cops can come and arrest it. Yes, they did. It happened.
They did it, but that doesn't mean it's legal.
And the person can be found guilty.
You got the internal memo. You got my guys. You got the federal protection, the federal police on record saying you can record inside there.
And you have convicted frauditors. Make it make sense. Like you have convicted frauditors.
So you think if someone gets arrested that they're guilty?
No, I mean if they were found guilty, then yes, they're guilty. Not if they're
How many people recorded in the post office have been found guilty?
A lot.
What's a lot? Give me a number.
At least 10, 15.
10.
I mean,
And
I
how
don't
many?
know them all by the top of my head, but
That's
if I were
fine.
to go,
And there's been what 2,000 post office audits.
no, that's what you don't understand. Sometimes the employee will have no problem with it. Sometimes they'll be like, no problem, do your thing. I'm not that if they do that, that's perfectly fine. I if it's all to the discretion of the employee, we have established it.
No.
Yeah, we have authorized personnel, other authorized personnel. We have established it
Yeah.
that they can
It's
tell
not.
you
It's
no.
not to curtail your rights. It's if they need the space or for something's going on.
No, 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 no,
You're
no.
interpreting it to that if they're butt hurt, they get to throw you out.
It's not. It
No.
has nothing to do with
All
butthurt.
right.
They're authorized.
We did. All right. We
Let,
disagree on that. Let's
okay,
go.
yeah. So the differences between a journalist and what you guys are. So
Mm-hmm.
journalists have a code of conduct that they
Mm-hmm.
must adhere by,
Okay.
and if they don't follow it, they get fired. You guys don't, right?
Who? What? Independent journalists have a code of conduct?
No, but or else they'll be discredited. Like whatever. If you're saying a real
In
independent journalist, like there are real
real?
independent.
What is
Yeah.
real? Tell me what real is.
Okay, a real independent journalist is someone that goes and reports on a story. They
Uh
don't
huh.
become the story every single time.
They don't become the story.
Let me give you an example.
A story is a story. So,
No,
so
if
back in
every
the
time,
day, back in
if
the day,
every
we had investigative journalists. Do you think they're scum of the earth too? Because they don't follow that same code of ethics?
no, I didn't say that. I'm just
Okay.
saying
So
what I'm
what's the
saying is
difference?
that look, here's the difference. You have for example, a journalist that goes and he wants to investigate something with the government. He'll call, make an appointment, talk to people, he'll get their sides of the story.
Unless he's an
He
investigative journalist.
you're going in circles. You're going in circles. I'm just trying
An
to give you.
investigative journalist doesn't operate that way. A muckraker doesn't operate that way. There's so do you think that Project Veritas is a bunch of hacks, not real journalists?
I
Even
don't
though
know
they
what that
expose
is.
some of the biggest stories, they put undercover people to record and go on blind dates with like people that work for Pfizer, and they record them saying ridiculous stuff of how they hurt people and stuff. Is that a bad guy? Is he
No,
not
no,
a
no. That's
journalist?
journalism. That's journalism. You're not letting me finish my point. You're not
All right,
letting me finish my point.
go ahead.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
care if they don't work for CNN or if they work for themselves. You're not letting me finish my point. The
Go ahead.
difference between a journalist is that for a frauditor, every time they go into somewhere and they're like, "Oh, I'm working on a story. What's the story about? I don't
They
want to
should be
tell you."
left alone right there.
Yeah, that's
Sorry, go
fine.
ahead.
Fair enough. They're like, I'm working on a story. I don't want to tell you what the story is. And then someone will have an issue with their camera, call the cops, and then they're like, oh, this is the story. This is the story.
That is
Now,
the story.
now
That's the
that's the
story.
story. The story is about journalists getting attacked for recording, but it's
Correct.
always the same shit. It's like they're not investigative anything in particular. They're
They're
making themselves
hold on.
part of the situation. A
They're
journalist.
investigating whether Americans and people and government workers will respect their rights afforded to them
No,
under the Constitution.
that's not journalism. That's called a social experiment. A social
They're
experiment is
investigating whether
no,
their
they're
rights
not.
will be okay. So we disagree. You have a
All right,
different opinion. Again, you're going by your feelings.
you're going by your feelings.
No, I'm not.
You are like
They're
you're just
literally
like
auditors. Well, so what does an IRS auditor do?
an IRS auditor goes and investigates your taxes, pulls records.
Does he call you ahead of time?
He might not. Depends
They
on the
don't.
companies.
They don't.
Depends on the companies. They might give you some time to
No.
prepare. No,
No. They
that's fine.
show up.
If you don't want to make an appointment, you want to go in unannounced. That's perfectly fine. That if
So
you,
what's the problem then?
I'm just saying that when you have a frauditor, the story is always how people react to them. That's
Correct.
called a YouTube prank, a social experiment. That it's been around for years.
It's still media. It's still
It's
journalism. You're
no,
still
it's not. We
journalizing what
have ruled
happened.
that it wasn't.
Who?
We not ruled. We have agreed that it wasn't. We have
Who
agreed.
agreed?
You agreed. You said in
No, I
Washington.
said media is media. If you're out in public and you're gathering and you're recording and you publish it somewhere, you're media.
No, you're not.
End of story.
No,
I
the
don't care
courts say
if your
otherwise. The courts
feelings
say
are hurt
otherwise,
over it.
and the
That's
courts
you.
have the final words.
Who does?
The court.
No, they don't.
Okay, so who has the final word? You?
The people. We already went over this.
Yeah, but that's it. So who's the people in general? How would the
Me and
people
you.
decide? So if I decide that the court is right in Washington that YouTubers are not press,
Then
and
you
you
should follow their law.
and you decide that they're not, and that
Hmm.
they're not right, and that YouTubers are press, then how do we know who's right? That's what we have the courts for.
There's 240 years of precedent of what media is. Anyone who
And
gathers content and
none of it
disseminates
involved
it to the public.
cameras. None
I,
of it involved cameras.
who
The
cares?
cameras weren't around. This is the
So,
thing.
so if I could draw everything that's going on, what's the difference?
They I mean they wouldn't care. They wouldn't
So it's
care.
your feelings again. It's because they care, because their feelings are hurt, because technology is caught up.
But it's not
It's
about
your
feelings. It's
feeling.
about the law. It's about the law. We have proved it. You agreed to it. You
Agree to what?
agreed. You agreed that on poster 7 it said that an employee can say no, you're not allowed. Call the
No, that's
cops.
what you said. I
But
completely
I've
disagree.
proven it by facts. Anyways,
No,
like
you
Peta
haven't.
is saying over here, we are going in circles. I
Yes,
guess there's some things we're just not going to be able to agree
of
on.
course not.
It's fine. Let's see what else I got. Yeah, why don't we talk totally might be kind of unrelated to First Amendment audits, but I want to talk about your community guideline strikes and
Go ahead.
the shadow ban that you're
Go
talking
ahead.
about. Yeah, no, but I mean, you tell me about it. What's up with that?
Some border patrol agent got the middle finger from some guy, so he made an unlawful stop and held him there while 10 more cops came, and he's just being a piece of garbage. So I made a video about it, and I was being what do you call it, obscene and raunchy. But I thought since it was for my paid subs only that it wouldn't hurt me, but I was wrong. So
Yeah,
that's
so you were saying you admitted that you were bullying. Um,
no,
yeah, you said I got a guideline strike for bullying a
that's what
cop.
YouTube said.
Okay,
That's what
so
YouTube said, not me.
I mean, so what was the title of that video?
Horse tooth, F face, border patrol agent, and his name.
Okay,
What
so
about it?
yeah, I mean, it just shows how radical you guys are. You're calling people horse soup. You're getting into all this. You're getting extremely
You
like,
lied about my friend. You made a video where you lied over and over and over and slandered one of my friends.
who's your friend?
You'll see. I'll publish the video tomorrow.
You can tell us. We're all here, man. Come on, the scoop.
Everyone's gonna see it. Everyone's gonna see it tomorrow. You
All right,
committed fraud. You committed fraud against her, and you call us a fraud. You won't show your
against
face, and you're calling us a
okay,
fraud.
against her. So is
Huh?
it Pink Camera Magic? Who is it?
It doesn't matter. You'll see tomorrow. But the point
All
is,
right.
you lied over and over, and I know for a fact you're lying because I know the person personally. You
But
committed
we could be
fraud.
talking about it right now. That would be a scoop that you have. Like I won't be able to go back on your live stream and rebuttal. So why don't you just tell me what it's about right now and I can rebuttal?
No.
I mean
Let's finish this debate.
that's dishonest, man. That's dishonest because you're saying tomorrow I'm going to post on a video where I'm going to
Uh-huh.
call you a liar and
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
call who
going
a
to
liar?
call me a liar, right?
Well, you lied about my friend that I know personally, so you
Yeah,
are a
well,
liar.
here's an exam. Here's a chance to clear it up, so I can give my side of the story. Why aren't you offering me a side? Why aren't you offering
So you
me?
okay? So you want to dig into it? My friend Lana did a thing at the airport, and you made a video about it, and you used her whole video first of all with an intro outro, and then you I thought it was you. I'd never heard your voice before, but in and you were saying she doesn't have a job, she's stupid, she's this, she's that, and it was all lies. She has a
Okay,
career. She has a career she's about to retire from. She's got plenty of money. She doesn't live in the basement. Uh, just
okay. So
everything you
first
said
of all,
about her and that
okay, wait.
everything that was said about her in that video was a fraud and a lie.
So you can't tell the difference between my voice and my wife's voice.
I've only seen one of your
A
videos.
woman.
I've only seen one of your videos, and that voice was weird. Sorry, bro, if that's your wife.
You can't tell the difference between my voice and
Okay.
my wife's voice. Okay, all
I
right.
never heard your wife's voice or your voice or seen any of you. Yet you're calling us frauds.
That's
So go
fine, man.
on.
That's fine. Okay, so it's about Lana. So I know Lana is a veteran from what I
She's
heard,
a
right?
veteran.
Fair,
Go
fair
on.
enough. Um,
She's not broke. She
yeah,
doesn't live in a basement.
I
She's
mean,
not she's not jobless. Everything you said about her is a
well,
lie.
no,
So
no.
why
I
would
mean,
I
the
ever even watch
jobless.
another
I,
video of
I
yours?
wouldn't consider harassing people a job. It might make money, but I don't want
That's
to.
not what she does for a living. Again, another lie, another fraud.
That harass. Come on, dude. You're gonna
That's
tell
not
me.
what she
You're
does.
you're gonna
She
tell
has a
me
career.
what's
She
the
does that
career?
as a hobby.
What's the career?
I'm not telling you her
Yeah.
career.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I obviously you're not going to. I don't know about it. So, but anyways,
Exactly, but you said a lot of false things about her or
well,
whoever it was.
first of all, I didn't. I can't speak.
Whoever. It was on
Yeah,
your channel. I
it
picked
is.
one video on your channel to watch.
It
It was my
is.
personal friend. Everything that was said about her was a lie and a fraud. Every single thing that was said about her was a lie and a fraud.
I mean, Nicole's downstairs. She would have to answer because I haven't watched it, and
I don't know who Nicole is.
it's my wife. So
All
she's
right,
the one
cool.
that made the video.
It doesn't matter. You don't watch what she puts on your channel?
Of course not. Well, I mean,
Oh, okay.
sometimes.
You let her commit fraud and lies on your
Well,
channel, and
what's
then
the
you have the nerve to
fraud?
call other
Wait,
people
what's the
fraudsters.
fraud, bro? What's the fraud?
What? How do you define fraud?
Fraud is like scamming someone out of money. If you're talking about slander, then maybe you could say that. But I mean, calling someone a loser or a basement dweller. I mean, it's
A person or thing intended to deceive others, typically by unjustifiably claiming or being credited with accomplishments or qualities. Exactly what I said she was doing. She's being a fraud.
I mean, that's your opinion. It sounds like it really hurt your feelings.
Well, you're lying about my personal friend and slandering her.
I
Of course,
just
it's going to
told
hurt
you
my
that
feelings.
I didn't make that video.
Doesn't
I
matter
just
who
told
made
you.
it. It's your channel.
Okay, should I call the feelings enforcers?
No, you shouldn't call a feelings enforcer, but don't call other people a fraud when you're actually putting fraud lies on your channel.
That those no, put it this way. Put it this way. What I say, and I've said jobless, I've said basement dwellers, I've said losers.
So you say
I
that without knowing, you just lie.
I mean, I'm an entertainment channel. It's not a lie. It's
Also,
my opinion.
you're committing fraud and lying because you're an entertainment channel. That's your excuse.
It's not fraud. Okay, fraud is getting some type of like personal gain, scamming someone out of
A
money.
person or thing intended to deceive others, typically by justifiably claiming or being credited with accomplishments or qualities. Exactly
Uh,
what she did in that video.
okay, but technically you're committing fraud too. You're trying to deceive people that they don't have to pay the IRS. You know,
Show me there's no law. I never said they don't have
but
to.
you can't not pay it and not go to jail. We've already established
Yeah,
that, man.
because they send guys with guns, not because there's a law.
Okay, but so your point is not valid. That's a fraud.
Yeah, the IRS is committing fraud, correct.
Oh boy. Guys, I
There's
think
no
we're gonna be up
law.
to
They're
5 cups of
enforcing they're
cognac.
enforcing a law with the threat of death that doesn't exist.
Look,
And I'm the fraud?
I'm sorry that my wife hurt your feelings, okay? I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I'm sorry your wife's a fraud and a liar.
She's not a fraud and a liar.
She
She's not.
lied and she committed fraud on that video repeatedly.
She committed fraud. Okay, then go arrest her then. Like seriously.
I'm
Go.
not saying she committed mail fraud. She was being fraudulent. You want me to look that up too?
She's
You're
not
calling
being
us frauds.
fraudulent.
You're calling us frauds. And the
Look,
one
the
video I watched on your
difference.
channel was a complete fraud.
I'm an entertainment channel. Sometimes I go
So
over
that's
the
why
top.
you commit fraud. Okay, I got it.
It's not fraud. It's not fraud. If you entertain people, that's
Fraudulent. Go
look
ahead.
at him googling.
Fraudulent. Obtained, done by, or involving deception, especially criminal deception.
So involving deception and especially criminal deception. So it doesn't have to be criminal to be fraudulent. You put out a fraudulent video about one of my friends, and you have the nerve to call us frauds.
Well,
And
I'm really sorry.
And you don't show your face.
Okay, so what? Why are you still stuck on the not show your face? Do you want
Because you're calling other people a fraud, but
okay?
you don't show who
You want me
are.
to explain to you why I want to stay private? I'll gladly explain it to you.
Sure.
Okay. There's this guy, Vegas Valley Community Watch, currently in prison for 2.5 years. The guy that was spreading the false doxing information. This guy wanted to show up to our fucking daycare to take pictures of our kids. That's the kind of sick individuals we're dealing with in your community. But do you approve of that? Do you
Of
approve
course not.
auditing
Dude,
a daycare?
I have 50 stalkers, and they say they want to shoot my wife in the face. So you're
Yeah,
not
that's
telling me nothing.
disgusting. That's disgusting. I agree
Okay.
with you. But
Okay.
that's your choice. You chose to be a YouTuber that shows your face. That's your choice. I
Okay,
don't
so
have
you
to.
choose to be an anonymous entertainer who uses fraud to get viewers.
I chooses to be an anonymous entertainer that's successful and that doesn't do fraud, but that entertains people.
The video you made about Lana was a complete fraud.
I already told you I didn't make it.
The video your wife made and put on your channel is a complete fraud. You're going to take it down?
No, of course not.
Of course not. So you're going to leave the fraud up there.
It's not a
And
fraud.
then you're going to say,
it's her opinion, dude. It's her opinion.
how can you have an opinion someone doesn't have a job?
I mean,
are you serious right now?
Who
They either have a job or they don't have a job.
Who would have time to go around and record people in post offices if you are employed? Nobody would have time to do that.
Lana has time.
Gosh,
because she's worked a career her whole life. She's about to retire from. She does this as a hobby. She's about to retire from there with a nice pension. She's a military veteran. She's a constitutionalist. She's very smart, unlike whoever made that video. It's a complete fraud. Everything that was said about her was a lie and a fraud.
That's your opinion.
Because you're an entertainer and you work off falsities.
That's your opinion, man. That's your opinion.
It's not my opinion. Whoever made that video said she doesn't work. That's a lie. She lives in the basement. That's a lie. It's lie after lie after lie after fraud. So it's nonsense. And you're going to leave that on your channel and have the nerve to call someone else a fraud.
What you guys do is fraud. You just told people not to pay their taxes.
Fraud up. The one video on your channel I watched was a complete fraud.
All right, watch more. You'll see.
No, you lied on a video, committed slander and fraud. And now you're telling me to go watch more of your stuff?
Bro, like when you say someone's a basement dweller, that's not slander. It has no damage. It cannot make any
about when
damages.
you say they don't have a job?
Well, I mean, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like
you're fit to be a parent. I can make all kinds of assumptions too, but it's a lie. If you don't know for it to be for a fact,
if it's your opinion. It's your opinion. If you say I'm unfit, if you say
my opinion, you never worked in your life, and you will never work again.
I don't give a shit. You can say whatever you want.
Is that true?
No.
I just pulled that out my ass, right?
Sure.
Like your wife did.
Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't.
Okay,
Who fucking cares, man?
There's
no damages, man.
Fraud.
There's no damages. There's no damages to Lana's business, life, or whatever. There's no damages. It's not slander. It's not.
You used their whole video. First of all, you lied about it.
That's a copyright issue. That's a copyright issue. Let's talk about that.
What about the slander part?
There is no slander. It's her opinion.
Oh, there's no slander.
No.
Okay. All right. So go on. Okay, entertainer, go ahead.
All right. Let's talk about the copyright issue. So when you say I use her, or in that case, my wife used her whole video. First of all, she put in commentary. So right off the bat, it's not the whole video.
Okay, I don't care about that.
Okay. All right. So you understand fair use? You agree that we are allowed to do it?
There's some gray area in there, but yes.
Okay, so we're allowed to do it. All right.
But she ain't allowed to slander her.
We didn't.
Yes, you did.
No.
Over and over again.
In your opinion, it's slander. It's not slander in my opinion.
So if you said right now it's your opinion that I'm a pedophile, is that slander?
No, that's different.
Oh, so certain lies are cool, other frauds are not cool.
I mean, even if I said in my opinion you are the word you just said, that would still actually not be slander because it's just saying in my opinion. If you're stating it, I know for a fact this guy
that's what I meant.
Yeah. If I said I know for a fact.
So the way your wife was being absolute about her statements, the way she was doing it is the wrong way.
Well, like I said, I haven't watched the video, but I have her back. I know
you don't watch the videos on your own channel. That's
I have like 6 channels, man.
If she could put out complete fraud.
I have money to make, man. I have 6 channels, so
okay.
I'm
make your money, dude.
I'm busy.
Usually you guys complaining that we make money.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting point. My money doesn't come at the expense of any regular citizens just doing their business, just minding their own business.
We mind our own business.
No, you don't. You are the definition of not minding your own business.
Wait a second. The government isn't our business?
No. I mean, when you go in a post office and
A
let me
government
buy a
building.
stamp, and you stay there for like 45 minutes recording
Government
everybody,
building, yeah.
recording credit card
So
transactions. No, that's
no, it's
not.
not transactions. Nobody does that.
Yes, they do. They
Okay,
do.
maybe 2 people did it, and if even that's not illegal. The illegal part is taking that information and using it in a nefarious way.
Okay, so it's not illegal, so we should do it, right?
I did not say that. What I'm saying is the 99% of the auditors that do that do not record transactions, and 100% haven't done anything with it, as far as we know. So
As
that's
far
a
as you
red
know,
herring.
how would you know? The information's online. There could be credit card fraud. You have no idea.
As of right now, we don't know is exactly what I said,
All right.
because it hasn't happened yet,
All right.
as far as
Anyways,
we know.
I'm kind of getting lost. What were we talking about?
We're
To be
talking
honest, man,
about
we're talking in circles, man.
we
We're
do
talking
things
in
that are
circles.
none of our business. The government
Yeah.
is our business. What the
Okay,
government does is our business.
sure, whatever. You can say that. I'm just saying
Who
that
pays them?
Oh, hold up. My homie's hitting me up on StarCraft. This is not the time. So I'm saying that my content, look, you go out and you record secretaries, whatever, post office workers, other frauditors will record, just random people in the street that have nothing to do with the First Amendment. With the government, and put them on YouTube. That's the victims of their videos. I don't.
What damages do they suffer?
Oh, excuse me. What damages do they suffer?
Yeah.
Do you know about I'm Against the Press's victims that had to close down their businesses? What are you talking
No.
about?
What do you mean?
The sock parlor had to close down because
Why?
all of I'm Against the Press's dumb fucking subscribers went on there and put a bunch of 1-star reviews, even though they've never interacted with that business. There's a bunch of victims of subscribers, of frauditors. How about all the people that were pepper sprayed? All the people that were pepper sprayed.
Where?
In California, the victims of the Justice 8 that was on the floor just trying to mind his own business, that was getting beat down and pepper sprayed by frauditors. The many victims of frauditors, dude. You got to wake up. Your community is not as clean as you think it is, man.
I never said first of all, it's not my community. We're all independent.
Okay,
unlike
so
the police
I'm
and
talking
government.
about the victims of frauditors. There's a bunch. I just name you 2
Okay,
examples.
so
There could be so many more.
Do you care about victims of police?
Yes.
What do you do to fight police corruption and police murderers and police rape?
That's out of my scope, but I do care about the victims. When I see like what happened to Tyre Nichols, I couldn't even watch that. Chili was putting it on his channel. It was heartbreaking. I couldn't watch that. There are corrupt cops, and they deserve to go to jail, and they deserve more time than the average citizen. I 100% agree.
I think every auditor should focus on police. What do you think about that?
That's fine. That would be
you don't have a problem with auditors as long as they're auditing police.
That would be a step in the right direction. That would be a great step.
Your biggest issue is government buildings and secretaries.
My biggest issues is regular people that aren't working. Like, people that go to the post office don't want to be recorded. People in the street that get beat up and pepper sprayed.
So, is it okay for the government to record us?
Yeah.
But we're not allowed to record the government.
You can in certain instances, and when you're legally
so
allowed to do so.
You're a statist. You think the government's good. The courts are running fine.
No, I'm not a statist. I just told you that I don't like when cops do disgusting things, and they deserve more time in prison than the other.
What kind of activism have you done?
Zero. I'm not an activist.
Okay. So the government's not good. There's corruption.
Look, man, let me tell you this. I'm 32. Life runs extremely quickly. I feel like just a few minutes ago, I was 24, 25, getting my first daughter.
Telling me.
Yeah. It goes by too quick to bother myself with shit I cannot control and shit that doesn't affect me or my immediate family and shit that's perfectly fine in my opinion. So when I see like specifically when I see Tyre Nichols that get beat up by cops, hopefully they're gonna get what they get. Hopefully they're gonna get an extreme sentence. I don't know if it happened yet, but I can't do anything about that. I'm just gonna live my life, make
Why
my
can't you
money.
do anything about that?
What could I do? What could I
Make
do?
videos. You can make videos about it. You could
Yeah,
become an
yeah,
activist.
absolutely. I can make videos about it and talk about it. Absolutely. You're 100% right. And I'm talking about it right now with you. I can, absolutely. But for my audience, for my YouTube channel, for my business, that's not what it's about. But I agree with you. I agree with you. I could make videos about
So
it
your
and talk about
business is about busting the nuts of some people who actually worked up the nerve to record their government.
my business is about calling out the frauds.
While committing fraud yourself on your own channel.
Well, we disagree with that. We disagree with that. But
Then you said you didn't even watch the video. How can you disagree?
yeah, but you said the statements that there were no fraudulent, like outlandish.
So Lana
Yeah,
doesn't have a job.
I don't know that.
So why would someone say that on your channel?
Eh, that's her opinion. That's her
It's
opinion.
not an opinion.
Oh, dude, we've been over the Lana shit. I
It's
get
not an opinion.
look, you're really butthurt over her video. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings.
It's not about her video. It's that someone that calls
Lana
other people
doesn't
a
care
fraud.
about it. If Lana cared about it, she would have done something. Okay, she
If
would have
someone's
emailed.
calling somebody else a fraud while committing fraud, that's what I have issue with.
Okay, all right, fair enough. If that's your opinion, we'll leave it at opinion. Okay, we were talking about injustice. Like, I personally cannot do anything against the people that were doing that to Tyre Nichols or other people that were brutalized by cops. Hopefully, the justice system does what it has to do. I'm not worrying myself with that. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch Fox. I don't want to know what's going on in Israel and seeing people bombed. I don't need all that negativity in my life. I want to live a positive, happy life. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
All right. So what I got is you're kind of young. There's a lot of things I've experienced that you
I have
haven't.
a lot of gray hair, so I don't feel you.
You're an entertainment channel. That's why you lie about certain people in videos, because it's entertainment. You believe Americans should have to pay for permission to move around the country. What about walking laws? You believe in walking laws?
What are walking laws?
Where you have to walk a certain way or else you can get your money stolen.
You mean against jaywalking?
Like Florida has like 18 walking laws.
Yeah, I mean, I
Is that
understand.
constitutional?
I understand that, it's kind of petty when someone's arrested for jaywalking.
How about killed?
Sorry?
How about killed for jaywalking?
Yeah, I mean, if a confrontation, hold on. I'm just reading a comment.
A cop did kill a guy for jaywalking.
That's terrible. If there was no violence on the victim's part and the guy was just jaywalking and escalated, then the cops should go to jail. We already agreed on that. We agreed that when cops use.
So you don't agree with walking laws, right?
I mean, they're kind of dumb. There are some dumb laws. I mean, jaywalking.
You agree with walking laws?
Yeah, to some extent, yeah.
You're a statist, bro.
Okay, I'm a statist. Let me ask you another question.
If someone said you had to get a license to walk, would you go get that license? If the government passed a law?
I mean, I would just pay for it. I wouldn't.
So you would get a walking license?
Dude, I'm not going to jail over like $50, man. I'm not like.
So you would literally pay the government for permission to walk?
If I had no choice, bro, what am I supposed to do?
Hey, we're the fraud. We're the fraud.
Bro, you're talking. You're in whataboutisms. You're doing hypothetical scenarios. I want to talk to you about something real.
Dude, a walking license isn't that far removed from a driver's license.
Well, hey,
it's not that far removed.
Keep going the way you're doing, and they're gonna put a walking. They're gonna put a walking.
They would have to kill me before I get a walking license. I can't believe you would say, "Yeah, I would go."
Well,
get a walking.
what's the difference between a walking license and a driver license? You're driving right now. You don't agree with it, and obviously you're doing it. So.
Yeah, because I have to get around, and I don't want to be under threat of a gunman every time I leave the house.
Well, now you would need to walk. You would need a license to walk. So,
dude, that would cause a revolution. I would not get that. They literally would have to kill me. You got to draw the line somewhere.
It does sound stupid. It's not going to happen. Chill, okay? Chill. Unless
there's already walking laws. How do you think it starts? There was no driver.
Let's stop with the walking. I want to talk about something else. So you made a video on Craig Hendry not too long ago, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so do you support him?
What did I do in the video? Refresh my memory.
I haven't. I've watched just part of it. Hold on, let's pull it up. I think you were just talking about his case, and one
So what
second.
about him?
No, I'm just saying if you support Craig, like you're making a video about him,
Do I support him 100%? The things I've heard him say, I agree with a lot of things he says. What about him?
okay. So do you support women beaters?
A woman beater?
Yeah, convicted
No.
women beaters.
Why?
So why do you support Craig?
Is he a woman beater?
Yeah,
I'm
convicted
unaware
woman.
of that.
Now you know,
Thank
convicted
you.
woman beater. Pled
Okay.
guilty too, beating his girl,
Okay.
strangulation, and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So I mean, these are the people, man. These are the people you support. BSBT, a complete degenerate crackhead.
Yes, BT, I knew for 24 hours. He broke my trust, and I told him never to
How
call
did
me
he
again.
break your trust exactly?
I told him something. I spent 10 minutes explaining something to him that I
Yeah.
didn't want. If him and I were going to be friends, and he betrayed my trust, and I said, "That's it, bro. I told you specifically not to do X, and you did it, and that's the end of it."
Yeah, the guy's a complete degenerate, man.
I don't care about him.
All
And
right.
as far as Craig goes, the things he says, I agree with, but that doesn't mean I agree with his woman beating if he's a woman beater.
No, not if he is.
Okay. Just like News Now Houston, all the auditing and stuff he did, spot on. But if he's guilty of
Oh
the
boy. Oh guys. Okay, guys, we have the
but if
clip.
he's
John
if he's guilty
Felix.
of doing that other stuff, he can rot in jail forever.
John Felix is praising News Now Houston. Wow.
No. See, you're being a fraud again. I'm
I'm being a
saying
fraud.
work he did as auditing specifically, he did good. But if he did that illegal stuff that he got convicted for, he can rot in jail forever. Don't be
I
fraudulent
can't
now.
I
You're the
can't
one
even
calling
I
other
can't
people
even
fraud.
imagine that you would utter the words that News Now Houston did anything good in his life. He did nothing good. The guy is a disgusting.
His auditing activism was good.
It was.
Yeah,
It was. All right.
absolutely.
Oh man. All right. I think we're almost due.
I know your feelings get hurt when auditors do their thing, dude, but it's your feelings.
No, your feelings got hurt.
No,
You
my
you
feelings are hurt when you
you
lie
had a
about my
20
friends
minute
to
you
make
had a
slander.
20-minute butthurt statement segment where you were butthurt about a video my wife did.
Because she lied and committed fraud.
No, she didn't commit fraud.
Yes, you did. She was fraud. You want me to play the definition again?
No, we heard it a couple times. It's fine.
Then you don't know what fraud means. Maybe that's why you call us frauditors.
All right, fair enough. Let's talk about the shadow bans.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm curious. What's your theory on that? So, your
I think
channel.
it was Gary Snow and the Masshole Report. They were so scared to debate me, they went to YouTube and started filing complaint after complaint after complaint, and I got demonetized for a year.
Wait a minute. I thought you went on their panel and then you had some technical issues.
The one time I went on their panel, my phone just kept repeating over and over. Like I'd say something, I just kept hearing myself in my own ear, and I couldn't focus. I tried 2-3 times to get back on, it didn't work. And then they refused to debate me after that. Instead, they had me demonetized and ruined my whole channel. All my subs, everything I worked for how many years, they did their thing because their feelings were hurt. So they went to YouTube and cried, "Oh, John," and then YouTube did their thing.
Yeah, but so specifically, you think that right now you're shadow banned?
Oh, I have 250,000 subs and can't get 2,000 views. What do you call that?
Not shadow banned. Let me explain to you how it works.
Oh, please.
Yeah, because like I said,
If I could contact my subscribers, you think I'd get 2,000 views?
I have 6 YouTube channels, and I study this shit. I try to understand it as much as I can. And from what I understand is that subscribers used to mean so much. When you were subscribed to a channel, you would get their videos would pop up, not only in the part where it says subscription feed, but in your homepage. YouTube changed. And from now on, because there's so much content and people are subscribed to so many people, they cannot show your videos every time. They just can't. They will in the subscription page every single time ask every single one of your subscribers, your videos will be in a subscription page, but it will not be on home or recommended. Only your more loyal audience will do that. For example, on my channel with 80,000 subs, sometimes I get 500,000 on a video. Sometimes I get 20 or 30. It's because they're bombarded with so much body cam footage.
You understand that when you get demonetized, the algorithm considers your channel dead, right?
No.
Yes, that's a
No.
fact.
I've had channels demonetized and they were still popping while they were demonetized.
Oh, I get some videos will pop, but generally speaking, ever since demonetization, algorithms consider me dead.
This is what I think happened. You
I
had
mean,
your two viral
this
videos.
is like YouTube logistical crap. Let's talk about more important stuff.
Now this is fun to me. I'm interested in that.
It's not fun to me, man. I hate YouTube.
All right. Well, like you said,
let me see if
Rumble
I got
isn't
any
going to
more
do
stuff.
shit.
Huh?
Like you said, Rumble isn't going to do shit for you. So it is what it is.
Well, we'll see. It's starting to look a little better.
All right. Well, like I was saying, you had your two videos where you were pulled over, you were trying to go home. They wouldn't let you go home. 7 million views. Or what is it? 7 or 15 or some shit like that?
One video is going on 20 million.
Yeah, 20 million views. Are you a sovereign citizen? No, I don't work for the police. Ha ha ha. 5 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because they're actually sovereign.
Back then, there was.
You believe cops are sovereign citizens?
Of course not. It's a stupid question.
Oh, wait. So people who investigate their own crimes are not sovereign from the rest of us?
They don't investigate their own crimes. IA investigate their crimes.
Who's IA? Other cops,
IA,
right?
Yeah, and then
So
if there's an issue,
investigate their own cops, right?
look, I partially agree with you.
Just answer the question, bro. Let's flush it out.
I'm agreeing with you, but I partially agree with you. So
So cops investigate their own crimes, right?
Could you let me answer or no? I agree with you that who else is supposed to investigate them? You know, it's cops,
an outside agency filled with constitutional lawyers.
So I agree with you that sometimes, like when there's a conflict of interest, other cops from other agencies should come in.
They're still cops.
Okay, it's like you're really trying to deflect, man. I was trying to tell you about your videos.
Well, real quick though, are people who investigate their own crimes sovereign from the rest of us?
They're not sovereign from the rest of us, but they are cops. Yes.
Wait, we cannot investigate our own selves, right?
No.
Okay, the cops can investigate themselves, right?
Yeah, other cops.
So they're sovereign from us, right?
Yeah, I'm just telling you how it should be. How it should be. It should be another department that investigates the cops. Like every single time, the IA should be in another department just for transparency.
It shouldn't be cops at all.
So who should it be? Civilians?
It should be constitutional lawyers.
Oh, like you or something, or Rogue Nation?
No, lawyers. I'm not a lawyer.
All right. Anyways,
constitutional lawyers that the police swear to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, but they're trained to violate it. And
look,
if you don't think that cops are sovereign from the rest of us, even though they investigate their own crimes, they have qualified immunity and police unions. Again, brother, you're very naive.
Okay, like this is
if anyone's sovereign, it's cops.
Okay, this is one of the least dumb ideas you've had so far. The idea that you don't need a driver's license, that's kind of stupid. But
why is that stupid?
The fact, hold on, I'm giving you a compliment, man. I'm giving you a compliment. Why don't you take it? You have a rare W right here. I agree with that. If there were a dedicated team of lawyers that investigate wrongdoing with cops, it could be a better outcome. I agree with you. Okay, take the W. Take it. I'm saying it's a good idea.
Why is traveling on the road you pay for without paid permission stupid? Why is that?
I'm not doing that debate again, man. It's 9 o'clock almost. I'm not doing it. I want to move through my other questions. I don't want to do the whole driver's license, sovereign citizen shit.
One real quick. If you took your driver's license and cut it in a million pieces with scissors and threw it in the garbage, do you forget how to drive?
No.
So what do you need it for?
You need it to pay the roads for the government. You need to
pay. It doesn't pay for the roads.
It's part of society, man. It's nothing I can change.
Slavery used to be part of society. You agree with slavery?
Oh, here it goes. Guys,
Jim Crow? How about Jim Crow? That was part of society.
Guys, he's comparing slavery to recording in a post office, right?
How about segregation? That's how society was. How about prohibition? That's how society was.
Oh, prohibition is really wrong. Segregation is wrong. But man, it's like you're comparing stuff that has
So is forcing someone to have a plastic slave card in order to travel the roads they already paid for. It's a radical idea.
you're only a slave in your own mind, John. You're not a slave. The fact that you're comparing
the guy with the gun that stops me on the road,
the fact that
imaginary?
you're comparing yourself to
wait. The guy with the gun that stops me on the road is imaginary.
I don't know what to tell you, man. The fact
am I imagining the guys with the guns that stop you if you don't get paid permission?
No, they are real.
So they're real, right?
Yes, they are
the
real.
The threat is real, right?
Yeah, but you choose to live in that victim mentality that the government's out there to screw you by taking your money. That's your choice.
So someone steals your money, you're not a victim?
Nobody's stealing it, okay? It's not.
You're not?
Theft.
You're telling me people voluntarily get driver's licenses? You saying it's voluntary?
Yeah, it is voluntary. If you want to drive, you don't have to drive. You don't have to drive. You can
It's not voluntary. If you don't get that slave card, it's not voluntary. If you don't get that slave card, guys with guns will impede your freedom on the side of the road, and they will kill you if you resist their tyranny.
I can't go in this circular argument any longer.
It's not circular. It's plain as day.
Let's change the topic, man.
Go ahead.
We were talking. Let me just finish my point about your videos, because I wanted to tell you that what happened is that back then there was a lot less content creators like you. You got very lucky with 2 videos, but they moved on. Your subs, they don't even know you anymore. They don't care about you because they haven't watched your videos in a long time. They have moved on.
I got shadow banned. Go on.
You didn't. It has nothing to do with shadow ban, man. It has nothing to do with shadow ban.
Dude, look, I can't verify anything you're saying, so you're wasting your breath.
I'm telling you, man.
You can't.
I'm telling you.
Okay, great.
A shadow ban. The definition.
Thanks for your opinion.
Okay, the definition of shadow ban is when you look up something in the search result and it doesn't pop up because the platform is intentionally hiding it. That's the definition. That's not what happened to you. I think I think you're washed out. You're a has-been, and you're using that as a crutch, as an excuse.
You're a never been, and your wife's a fraud.
I'm not, bro. I'm not. I'm a never been. I'm on the come up, bro. I'm gonna get a lot more clout, a lot more views, a lot more success on YouTube.
That's the thing. I'm not in this for clout. I've been an activist since before the internet was invented.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not an entertainer who uses fraud and lies to gain subscribers.
Yeah, right.
I'm not.
You are in it for clout. You were flexing about your clout not too long ago. You say I had 100 million. You say I have 100 million views. You're flexing about your clout.
Yeah, because you said I'm not media, which is ridiculous.
We have established that you're not media. We have proven it.
You haven't. I get more views. No.
We have.
What makes me not media again?
We have proven it.
Really? Why? Because I don't have a license to be media?
Supreme Court of Washington said.
Do I live in Washington?
Okay, I'm just putting out one example. The same shit could happen wherever you are in Florida. I don't even know where you live.
So you've proven nothing.
Okay, dude, whatever you want, man. Whatever you want.
So you're saying people who live in Washington have an unconstitutional law passed. That means nothing.
To you, it means
I don't live
nothing
in Washington.
Because every time,
every time
there's
Florida,
an argument.
Hold
on. Every time there's an argument from the court, which is what decides what is and what isn't, that you don't agree, you're like, it's unconstitutional. It doesn't mean anything. I don't care.
The Constitution doesn't agree. Precedent doesn't agree. 250 years of precedent doesn't agree. It's not my opinion. So right now you're telling me in Washington I'm not a journalist, but in Florida I am.
I never said you're a journalist in Florida. I never said that.
You said in Washington I'm not a journalist because they passed the law. Does that mean outside of Washington I am a journalist?
No, I did not say that. I said,
how could I not be a journalist with 100 million views?
You're not a journalist. You're an entertainer. We have already established that.
No, I have 3,000 videos where I journalize my life. What do you
journalize your life?
Yeah, it's called a video journal.
Okay, having a video now you're playing with words. Now having a video journal makes you a journalist. All right, fair enough. Let's move on to
what is a journalist?
A journalist is someone who investigates a story that's separate from himself And every time a story happens, it's not, oh, look, someone pepper sprayed me. I pepper sprayed them back. They investigate a journal.
That's a story.
How's
that not a story?
That's a social experiment.
Okay, great. That's your opinion. It's still media. It's still press. It's still media, journalism, press. It's all the same thing. Gathering content, disseminating to the public. That's what media is.
Your opinion of it. Fair enough. That's fine. I'll agree to disagree with that. There's two more topics.
Free press.
Sure.
So what is free press then?
I don't even want to argue with that with you anymore. There's no point. We're just running in circles. There's two more topics I wanted to talk about, and then we can call it a day. So what about Gary Snow's First Amendment? What about that hurt your feelings that much and made you butthurt?
What do you mean?
So Gary Snow was doing exactly what you were doing.
He was auditing the government?
No, he was auditing.
Or he wasn't doing what we were doing, right? So there's another fraud lie.
It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. You said he was
hold on, you got to be accurate. You said he was doing what we were doing.
Yes.
He was going and
recording people. Recording people.
He was recording the government? That's what we do.
Dude, frauditors don't only record the government. What are you talking about?
For the most part, that's what auditors do.
See, now you're saying frauditors. Good.
You should accident.
Yeah, you should put that in your vocabulary. Good. No, not for the most part.
You put out fraudulent videos where you lie and commit fraud.
Where on the doll did Gary Snow hurt your feelings? Can you point?
You talking about when I barked at him?
And you called him the bundle of sticks, slur word.
Yeah, so this is what because he was acting like one. As soon as I got there, he lied about me. And then he started getting in my face. And then he started grinding his genitals into my butt. And then he wanted to start a fight with one of my friends. What's your point? That's who you're defending?
Yeah,
that guy assaulted a cop. That's your buddy?
That's not my buddy. I'm talking about that specific.
So what are you bringing him up for?
No, because look, you stick a camera in people's faces.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I've never stuck my camera in anybody's face. You're lying and you're committing fraud again.
You and your people stick cameras.
Never have I put a camera in anybody's face. You're lying, and you're committing fraud. So go ahead.
Go with the committing fraud. Okay, take your camera.
Fraud, then you're sitting there lying.
Okay, so was he doing not the exact same thing that you do, which is record?
No, he was not auditing the government in redressing his grievances. No, he wasn't doing that.
Well, he was redressing his grievances with you.
I'm not the government, and him and I have nothing to do with each other.
And a lot of frauditors record people that have nothing to do with the government. For example,
that's not me. So what's your point? We're all independent. Remember, we didn't go to the same.
You guys were there as a gang. You guys were all there, like 4 or 5.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
Hey, Nicole.
This guy's a real wrong. What does that have to do with anything?
I just heard it. Like he's saying that I'm committing fraud.
Yeah, that you're committing fraud.
I would like to rebuttal to this.
Yeah, all right. Here, you talk to him.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to her, man. She can have a different.
No, he's
not interested in talking to your wife, dude.
Well, that's fine. I'm just saying he said I committed fraud, but it's not fraud. I said she's a loser, and that's a fact. It's a fact that she is a loser. I didn't say she doesn't have a job. I said she has too much time on her hands and she needs to get a job.
Who is this guy
so she already has a job. She needs to go find a second job to occupy her time.
The person you're accusing of being a fraud. The wife that did the video.
Okay.
Okay, anyways.
Am I debating her or am I debating you?
I mean, you were calling out her video, so she just came
out about my friend. That's right.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm sorry she hurt your feelings. If there's any
mailing address, we exercise our rights. I'm sorry your feelings are hurt that we exercise our rights.
Look, the people
are very. You go get a walking license. I'm sorry you believe the courts aren't corrupt.
Your walking license analogy. It was a trick question. There was no right answer. I'm not gonna get. The
right answer is I would never pay for a license to walk as a free American.
Yeah,
that's the right answer.
But if it really came down to it, I'm gonna what? I'm gonna go to jail, not provide for my kids just because I'm stubborn? That's stupid.
So you would get a walking license.
If that had absolutely no choice, yeah, use it as a soundbite. I'll get a walking license, and you know
Oh
what?
my
I'll buy
God.
one for you too.
I'm done.
I'll pay for
After this
yours.
debate, I'm probably done with you, bro, because you've lied. You're distorting everything.
I'm not distorting shit,
You
bro.
are.
Okay. Anyways, back to what we were saying. Kind of got carried away. I was saying, yeah. Look, the people have been very supportive on my end. I don't know how many people you have watching. What is it like? 100 or something. 257. Congratulations. They've been very supportive. I can, if you give me your mailing address, I'll send you a box of Kleenex. I know we hurt your
Ah,
feelings. We've obviously hurt your feelings
bro.
quite a bit. So
What are you saying hurt my feelings? The fact that you lied about my friend or your wife or whoever?
you're still talking about that, dude? Like, get over it, man. She
What are you
said,
saying hurt my feelings?
what?
What are you saying that hurt my feelings?
She said that she's a loser.
That's
And
not
that,
what she said. Again, you should have just let me release the video, but you wanted to make this part of the debate.
yeah, I mean, it's going to be
Just
interesting when
watch
you
the
release.
video. I point out every single time she
I
lies.
will watch it. I will watch it. And
Okay.
I'll probably react to it too. All right.
Go ahead.
Last topic. Do you believe that, and you're going to like this one because I'm very curious to see what you're going to say. Do you believe that you and the other auditors, frauditors, are making a positive change or a
Yeah.
negative impact on our rights?
Positive, 100%.
Give me a couple examples, please.
Turner versus Driver, Irizarry versus whoever, plus the Leon Valley, they got that police chief fired. Long Island Audits 9-0. Freeman's making strides. I see millions and millions of people now using the terms I don't answer questions. The best defense against a cop is I don't answer questions. Things like
Okay.
that. Yes,
So,
a lot of
okay.
people are waking up to the fact that you don't have to ID yourself at the whim of a crazy cop. Things
All
like
right.
that. Yes, we are making leaps and bounds.
All right. Okay, that's your opinion. I personally think that auditors, frauditors, they're restricting our rights. And I'll give you a couple examples of that. I forgot if it was, I believe it's in Arizona, that Direct D and his gang of complete morons are going way overboard and running around in circles with flashlights, flashing lights into cops, that now they're passing laws where
Like
you
they do
cannot.
to us.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, when
Yeah, but what?
he's using a strobe light into
They
a
use their
cop's eye.
spotlight and put it right in our face.
They're trying to see what you're doing
And then they follow us with the spotlight. We're trying to see what they're doing.
with a strobe light. Okay, sure. All right.
I've
So-
seen cops use a strobe light too.
All right. So what I was saying is
So
that
cops can do it, but we can't. Go on.
fair enough. So what I was saying is that him and his
No
gang of
hypocrisy
idiots,
there.
him and his gang of idiots are getting new laws made so that now people have to record from further. So if there were someone that wanted to engage in legitimate cop watching, they wouldn't be able to anymore because they have to record further. I don't know if it passed yet or not. Not 100% sure yet if it passed, but it was proposed and it's
You're
going
just
through.
proving my point that government is the problem and government is corrupt.
No,
What are you trying to prove here?
Okay, now let's talk about Annapolis Audit. Is a frauditor in Annapolis, obviously. He started harassing all the secretaries, and now they put in security checkpoints at City Hall with metal
Because they're scared
detectors.
of cameras.
Metal detectors. Before there wasn't. Now every citizen that wants to go to City Hall has to go through a metal detector because
So
of
thanks
who?
for proving my point that government is corrupt and they'll do anything.
No,
they
they're
can.
reacting to you.
They're reacting to First
your
Amendment
people.
rights. They're
reacting
reacting because
to
they don't
your
want anyone redressing their
abuse,
grievances.
your abuse of the First Amendment right.
What is abusive exactly?
Abusive is pretending to be recording for activism, and then just
We are
completely
pretending.
destroying businesses, destroying people's lives, violently
You
attacking
mean like
them.
cops do?
Sorry?
Like police do every single day, every single second of every single day? Like the
We have
government
already
does every
agreed
single
that there's some
second
corrupt
of every
cops and they
single
need to
day?
be dealt with appropriately. We've already agreed with that. That's
And
something we agree on.
what's the appropriate way to
It-
get the police under control?
If there is a cop that commits something very, very wrong, like a violent act, and that was
What about the cop
unjustified,
that doesn't know the law? What about that? Should cops know the law?
yes.
But they don't. You know that, right?
Sometimes they don't, and that's
Well,
why.
you know, sometimes
Then they listen to me. Then sometimes they need more training, and the person that doesn't know the law should be humble enough to know that there's some things they don't know and they need to double check. And that's a
that
personality thing.
describes no cop in the world.
It does some. It does some. I've
So
seen
you understand there's a huge police problem.
the police system is not perfect. Absolutely not, for sure. I agree with you.
Okay, how are we going to combat that?
Well, certainly not by doing what you're doing, because you're just.
I'm listening for your solution.
I'm not telling you I have a solution. I didn't say I
Oh.
have one.
Oh, but you know it's bad.
Yes.
Don't have a solution. Not willing to do anything.
But see, that's
ready
the
to
thing.
get your walking
But
license.
see, that's the thing. When you say it's bad, it's like, yeah, there's bad instances, but it doesn't mean that it's overwhelmingly bad. I mean, the good, very well that good
So
acts.
the 20,000 videos on YouTube where the cops don't even know the ID law in their state. That's not bad. That's not overwhelmingly bad. That not one cop from coast to coast knows the ID law.
No, you have your wrong interpretation. I mean, some states are you need to. It depends on the state, right? But
Yeah, but every single state you have to have RAS and or PC at least. Yeah. The cops think when they say give me ID, you give me ID. Not one of them are trained on the actual law. The most basic law that they use the most in their career, the majority of cops across the U.S. don't know it. You don't have a problem with that?
No, I agree that sometimes cops will be fishing for IDs, and they should be like allowed to ask. And if you don't want an ID, if you haven't committed a crime and you're not under reasonable suspicion that you haven't committed a crime, then you shouldn't ID. I agree
They
with that.
shouldn't even ask.
No, they can ask. They
should
ask.
not ask because they swore to protect your privacy in their oath. So just the fact of them asking is asking you to surrender rights that they swore to protect. You understand that, right?
Yeah, but the thing is that
But you're fine with them asking, right?
if you don't have any warrants, most of the
But
time,
that doesn't matter. You have the right to privacy if you have warrants or if you don't have warrants.
Okay, wait. So hold on. Let's rewind that. You're saying someone with warrants
has the right to privacy.
Should be allowed to like evade like the warrants. That someone that has a warrant should be allowed to evade justice.
That's not what I said at all. I said he has the right to privacy under the Fourth Amendment. If he has warrants, they have to first get a reason to identify him. You don't just get to identify everybody. That's illegal and unconstitutional. Warrants or no warrants. The founding fathers said better that 100 guilty men go free than one innocent man is persecuted. You're not into the Constitution or freedom very much, obviously.
No, I am into it. It's just not the way
obviously not.
All right. I don't know about you. I'm kind of tired. It's been but I appreciate it. I appreciate
it. I appreciate it too. It takes a lot of balls to come on here. But just to sum everything up, you're an entertainer. You say things that are slanderous and lie and fraud on your channel. The one video I watched anyway. You'd get a walking license if the government said so. You don't believe the courts are corrupt. Most cops are doing good stuff. It's not an overwhelmingly bad thing. Did I miss anything?
I think you got it. You got it right. And just to summarize,
and recording in public hurts your feelings.
Yeah, no. Just to summarize, you very thin skin, and you're very butthurt over what my wife said.
She lied, about one of my friends. Yep.
Okay, and that you are spreading dangerous misinformation,
about
extremely dangerous about taxes and how there is no law.
You want to bet $10,000?
No, I don't want to bet shit.
I didn't think so.
You don't have $10,000. First of all,
I'm not wrong. I've studied this for 20 years, so I can put up the money. Listen,
put it in practice.
If I need $10,000, I can get it. You want to bet 10 grand?
Put it in practice.
Do you want to bet 10 grand?
No, I don't gamble.
Okay,
but put it in practice.
Then
don't pay your taxes.
You can't say it's misinformation when you have no clue. I've done my homework. I cited.
I just asked you. I asked you, have you paid taxes? You said I do because I don't have a choice.
Yeah, it's under threat. It's not because there's a law. You really don't understand that? Do you really not understand that?
Do you not understand it? That I don't even want to agree or disagree with you that there's no law.
You don't have to disagree. I
because
know
I
for a
haven't
fact.
done the research. I haven't done the research. So I on that specific topic. But I can tell you for a fact that if you don't pay your taxes, you're gonna be in fucking trouble. And
Yeah, guys with guns will come.
and by telling your viewers that there's no law against
There isn't.
that, you're spreading dangerous misinformation.
Wait, how is it misinformation when it's true?
It doesn't matter if it's true or
What
not,
you
because
did, what you
the
put
end
out on your
result
channel is
the end result
misinformation.
will be the same. Your viewers,
But that
the,
doesn't mean there's a law. Just because guys with guns will come and
the
kill you over
end
your
result
money,
will be the
that
same.
doesn't mean there's a law.
So what is tax evasion? That's not a law.
That's for commercial.
No, I'm not.
Taxes.
I'm
Corporate.
literally asking you. I didn't research this topic at all. So
tax evasion. Corporations have to pay taxes on their gains.
Civilians
the whole
don't have
Internal Revenue Code is based on gains. When you work 8 hours, you're exchanging 8 hours of labor for this type of money. It's even exchange. There's no gains.
You
Taxes
are
are paid
income.
on gains.
You are gaining income.
Excuse me?
You're gaining income.
No, income is defined as gains.
I don't understand. When I make a YouTube video, let's say before.
Yeah, you make gains, exactly.
Yeah, or when I used to work at a call center or at a McDonald's, I made gains.
No, you did not. You did not. You traded an equal amount of labor for an equal amount of money. There's no gains. Gains is I invested $10,000 and I made $11,000. I gained $1,000. I paid tax on $1,000.
People are dropping left
that's
and
a
right.
legitimate income tax.
People are dropping left and right. You're losing us with this, man. You're really losing us.
My people are all here.
I mean, all 250 of
it's
them.
Not the point is there is no law, and you saying it's misinformation is fraudulent. It's not misinformation.
I'm saying this is what's going to happen. You're going to say,
I know what's going to happen.
Listen, you're going to say that there is no law that says you have to pay taxes.
Correct.
Some of your subscribers are going to run with it.
No, they're not.
They might. They believe.
Who cares? Everyone has their free will.
Then your information or misinformation is gonna screw them over. It will, because they're not gonna pay their taxes because, hey, John Felix says there's no law. John Felix says there's no law. No problem.
That's not true. You just made that up.
I mean, it could happen.
Who cares? Everyone has their own free will to do whatever they want.
Who cares?
If they want to listen to me.
Who cares about the information he's telling his viewers? Who cares about it?
Who what?
Yeah. Who cares about the information that could possibly get his viewers in trouble if they act on that information? Who cares?
If they're listening to this, I followed it up by saying, if you don't pay the income tax, the guys with guns will come and steal everything you own. Did you miss that part?
Yeah, I missed it.
Okay. I never said that you could do it and there would be no punishment. I said they enforce a law that doesn't even exist. And that's not a misinformation. That's a 100% fact, and I'm willing to bet 10 grand. And don't worry, I can get 10 grand. I have a lot of rich relatives, but I know for a fact I won't need it.
That's fine. I have one of my viewers that left a comment about this. Give me a second. Said the U.S. Income Tax Act was first passed in 1913 following the ratification of the 16th Amendment.
Correct.
The Internal Revenue Code is today embodied as Title 26 of the USC.
Okay.
No, I'm asking you, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's right. They passed the 16th Amendment, and then the Supreme Court ruled that the 16th Amendment gave no new power of taxation to the government. So the same power they had before the 16th Amendment is the same exact power they have after the 16th Amendment.
Gotcha. Excuse me. Just responding to someone. Yeah. All right. Fair enough, man. I haven't done enough research on that specific topic, but it is what it is. I think
there's a documentary called AFTF Director's Cut, if you want to learn more about that. There's also a documentary called Theft by Deception. If you want to know more about that, that's what got me started in activism. Everything on TV was a lie. The government's a lie. It's all a facade. It's all a lie. They're 99% intimidation, and they've gotten to where we're fighting with each other instead of getting police under control, instead of pushing the government back in their box. You're worried about people recording in post offices instead of legitimate stuff, in my opinion.
I'm worried about citizens getting absolutely destroyed, getting their life destroyed by frauditors. That's what
But
I'm
not
most.
but not the way the police. The police. I mean, the auditors couldn't are half a pimple on the police's ass when it comes to ruining lives. So
No, look,
you choose to go after auditors and not the actual criminals rolling
listen
around
to
on the
this.
street.
I'm focusing on this because this is what I chose for my YouTube channel. I could make a YouTube channel that focuses on cops and what they do wrong, and there is stuff to talk about, but I wouldn't do it how you guys do it. It would be totally different, and I would do it legitimately, not the way you guys do it by going in post office and harassing, civilians. So I'm just saying that's just not what I chose for my YouTube channel.
Okay. So
I'm not.
it all comes down to your opinion is you don't like the way certain people exercise their First Amendment. It's
No, we already
basically
agreed that it's not.
interference.
Anyway, it's not exercising the First Amendment. Anyways,
Sure.
yeah, lick the whole boot. I'm not gonna do it because that's just not what I've chosen for my YouTube channel. There's a plenty of people that do it, but if I wanted to, I could make a YouTube channel where I talk about cops that do something wrong. I wouldn't go out there and harass them myself, but there is plenty to talk about. There is wrong stuff that happens. But the way you guys are going about it, you're making things worse. You're throwing gasoline on a fire. You're not doing anything good. But
I mean, that's your opinion. That's a valid opinion.
it's my opinion. It is my opinion. All
All
right.
right.
So, look, I know you're kind of fed up with me and everything, but
That's all good.
yeah,
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, are you interested in debating the viewers? I think it would be a lot of fun because a lot of
Maybe.
them know a lot more than me. Like
Maybe.
I have lawyers that are viewers, and it's one at a time, and it's respectful, just how I've spoken to you all evening. 100% respectful.
If I do it, can it be on my channel?
No, but that's the thing. They have to log into you can restream it. Like the same way how I'm restreaming you right now, they have to log in onto my panel so they can hear you. You understand?
Right.
So 2 weeks from now.
Is it going to be civil or like our conversation? Or are they just
It's
going
gonna
to
be exactly like this. It's gonna be exactly like this. And if they start calling you names or being screaming, I'm gonna just move on to the next one.
So overall, you don't think I'm a bad guy, do you?
I don't think you're the worst of the frauditors at all.
Who's the worst?
The worst, without any shadow of a doubt, it's News Now Houston, of course. And yeah.
What about any free auditor?
Well, I'm Against the Press is pretty bad. I'm
Mhm.
Against the Press is pretty fucking bad. The amount of people he has destroyed, businesses.
Who else? Who else?
Craig is really bad with what he does in his personal life as well as his frauditing. Casey Camera Boy is a disgusting individual that pepper sprays everybody in sight. Riverside Accountability, who is currently in jail, probably going to serve 25 years. Pretty fucking disgusting. Pepper sprays, beats up people on the ground while they're defenseless on the floor.
Okay.
All the other chomos, like Independent First Amendment Auditor.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, had bad stuff on his computer. Convicted, by the way. I wouldn't speak on it if it's not convicted. There's the other auditor that Dummy Kruger just covered that outed him. He went to the police station and admitted that he did horrible crimes against children. So that's a really bad one.
We have a auditor named Poor Dirt Farmer who exposes all the auditors.
Yeah, so, I know him.
You got to admit though that we don't all get along with each other too. There's also auditor drama, and just because we're all auditors per se, doesn't mean we all are all on the same page.
Yeah, I agree. Like there was the whole
cops, but you cannot say the same for cops and government parasites. They all act the same way. They're above you.
There's some cops that call out other cops. Why are they cops that are going on LIA's panel, on Sean Reyes' panel?
Why don't the good cops arrest the bad ones?
It happens.
Rarely.
It happens. Yeah, Civic Duty is a really bad guy. There's so many. Silence Boy. All the ones in California, they're all trash, man. They're all fucking trash. Every single one in California that how they don't audit, quote unquote, the government. It's all civilians. They're all trash. They're all pure trash. Very quick to the pepper spray. And
is there any auditors you like?
No, but there are cop watchers I don't mind. I mean, So I didn't mind what Jeff Gray was doing with God bless
Now
the
tell me, should
veterans.
those cops, when Jeff Gray gets arrested, should those cops sit in jail? Should they at least lose their job?
I mean, they should get suspended. Yeah, for sure.
Suspended.
They should get. Look, I'm not the one who should say what penalties they should get, but like I understand what Jeff Gray is doing. He's putting the sign saying God bless the veterans, and he's not begging for money. He's pretending to be a bum, and then
Even if he was begging for money, it's not
Yeah.
illegal.
Yeah, I don't agree with cops like having an issue with people begging for money. It's not.
So your main thing is stay out of government buildings.
No, it's if you are going to, let me give you an example. For example, I'm Against the Press went in a government building recently. He was doing a passport, and he had a purpose. He went in there to record himself getting his passport. He got his passport, no issues, no confrontation. He still clickbaited the title that he got a confrontation, but whatever, that's besides the point. He went in there with a real purpose, and everybody left him alone. He wasn't working on a story. He wasn't, any of that bullshit was not there. And it kind of disproved the whole point that if you go in there with a real purpose and you're not just bullshitting an excuse to get in there, then the people will treat you just fine. But let's carry on this conversation in 2 weeks on a Friday, and then I'll bring in the audience. So you restream it on your end. That way you join my panel. I can bring up people one at a time. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Okay.
All right,
All right,
man.
dude.
All right. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
Take it easy,
Thank
bro.
you. All right.
Later.
You take care.
All right. I'm not going to go back and read all these comments, but that's about what I expected. So if it's a law, you got to do it, regardless if it's unconstitutional. I should make that video live right now, the one he did with Lana, while you guys are still here. I'm going to get off of here. What'd you guys think? Who won that debate? I think I owned him too, honestly. He's young and he's naive, honestly. He doesn't. That's the one thing about being old. I got to see and witness political events and things that's happened that he hasn't seen. He's lived a different life than me. He's lived a different life than a lot of people, and he has his opinion on how things should be and how people should act. But again, we're talking about a minuscule amount of auditors that, sure, some of them have records. I have a record now. I've never been arrested in my life. Doesn't mean I did anything to anybody. As far as no victim, no crime, the Constitution says you have the right to face your accuser. When you get a speeding ticket or something, a stop sign, there's no accuser. You didn't do anything to anybody. You didn't hurt anybody. You didn't endanger somebody. So that's what makes it unconstitutional. The victim isn't there. There's no plaintiff. I mean, as far as certain I hate certain auditors too. I'm not going to name them, but whatever. I just don't like them. I don't watch them, and I ignore them. You can't put all auditors. Well, everyone who's donating money, man. Thanks so much. So, that's it, man. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I think that's enough. I'm going to go eat something. It's the longest I've gone without eating in 7 months. Just kidding. Not kidding. Yeah, Aaron Russo, AFTF. His wife is his cousin, and his cousin is his uncle's brother. He sounded like a naive young man. He's got 6 YouTube channels. One of them's for going after auditors he don't like, which is fine. Oh my God, dude. John, please clear it up. It's not I don't answer questions. It's you must say I plead the fifth. Thank you. Chili. It's you must. What is it? There we go. Holy crap, dude. Thank you so much. I didn't e-beg for this, bro. You just gave it to me. Good guy. Chili, I hope you're all right, man. People been emailing me stuff about you. What is Salinas versus Texas? Tell us. All right, man. I'm sweaty. Thank you, everybody. I believe I got the best of him there. He's a young, naive guy. He's out to do his thing on YouTube and work the algorithm. And his wife is putting up fraud videos where she's lying about J-Town Press. I'm gonna cut off this live stream and then I'll publish that video right now. In the meantime, thanks everyone for coming, man. Especially this many people for this long. 16th Amendment hasn't been ratified. Catherine Henry, constitutional lawyer. She's awesome. Chili, thank you. Poor Dirt Farmer, what's up? James Barnes, what's up, player? Surprised they didn't come here. All right, everyone. See you. My wife's home. Time to eat. Much love. Stay tuned for the video I made about Frauditor troll. Have a good night. Thanks, everybody. Bye.